was gonna go like an American Psycho route with that. I was just getting worried for a minute.
Let's not go down that route.
Well, right now for both Hayden and NiKo, Hayden's really caught up in terms of, especially in terms of the income, right? He started to make that money back. He's high up there.
Well, and also again for those guys, it like doesn't really matter. I mean, for kind of everyone because no one's eliminated during the stage. But for those guys especially, it's just like doesn't matter. We're just getting some extra bonus cash, and then we have a chance at a quarterfinal to see what we can do.
What if in the future? What if in a year from now, Nick or Hayden or both, you know, find their way onto sort of like an up-and-coming pro team, and this is the first time that we've seen them play, and that's the start of the career. And most people don't have this start, right? So that would be an interesting sort of switch, wouldn't it?
What if they just blow through the bracket? What if they just steamroll all the current pros?
Well, I mean, that would
surely someone would pick them up.
Yeah, that's it. You're hired. That was the job interview.
At least on a trial.
We're done.
Yep.
Well, yeah, that could be. It could well be. Definitely slowly setting this up. Guys look very, very serious. Nobody wants to get knifed. Nobody wants to get sued.
Everyone was laughing in like the first 7 rounds of the qualifying we played. Everyone was having a good time, making jokes with each other. Now I think everyone's maybe feeling the pressure a little bit. Not the pressure, but maybe just, you know, feeling the importance when they're getting to the elimination rounds.
You start to realize that that it's definitely on.
Oh, there's a joke. Someone said something funny. Do you think they're all on like TeamSpeak with each other?
That could definitely.
Do you think they get to like talk smack to each other and like while they're dueling?
I would welcome that if that was possible. You could you could sort of psych each other out a little bit.
Yeah.
Just talk to one-on-one, talk to each other. That'd be good. What if you scream loudly while you're running and no one can hear it? You know.
Now there's a tactic.
Yeah.
That's actually an old school one as well.
Most of them.
Those are cool shirts.
Yeah, they are. They look very nice.
What would you want on your shirt? You know, this one that says, you know, the alias, the team. What would you be? Anders Bloom, commentator.
Commentator, maybe. Genius could be.
Genius.
I don't get many chances, so that could be one of them. I mean, who's going to dispute that?
That's a good point. Well, I would, for starters. Rain is running out of bullets. That kill took a lot of ammunition.
He's in trouble.
He's got to be careful. 11 shots left in this round, and then, oh, excuse me. Did he pick up some ammo?
Maybe he could have.
Maybe he swapped out?
Yeah, that's possible. It would have been smart. It would have been a quick move for him. 3 people left. And Rain has managed to... He's still making so much noise. Tapping away at long range. And wow, that fight happened all the way across the map as well.
Electronic's got to be so mad. He was getting at a completely different fight, and NiKo just puts an end to it. So again, NiKo versus Rain, teammates, and again, NiKo's got the AWP. Oh, but Rain, he's handling it perfectly. Doesn't even let him bring it out. Double kill for Rain, as he's getting himself back into the action. So he's up to 14. That happened quick.
You see NiKo as well, as soon as he gets that up, he's like, I need to get out.
Yep.
And it was the wrong way. Now USPs. Instant headshot. Hayden, that's a close range fight. And when you start to miss, knives are out. He's got the right idea, but oh, he's reloaded. Hayden, that's the right. He's now hunting him instead. He's going to knife him. What a genius. He absolutely outplayed him, didn't he?
He's got the crowd on their feet. What a spectacular performance.
That's beautiful.
That's a double bonus as well.
Yep, it is. He denied the knife fight, then he waited, reloaded, then he ended up knifing him in return. That is next level.
Oh!
And, well, don't see that very often.
No, from the Grave, well done. Hayden looking for Rain, and he's got a chance to get another pro kill on the board. That knife was the $500 for the knife, the 100 for the pro kill, and Rain is very, very low, but what an advantage. The height advantage. Rain tagged again, down, oh, and he's dropped away.
Oh no. Hayden just too much to handle, isn't he?
And also, has been denied the money.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it?
If I'm Hayden, I'm like, yo, this is my PayPal.
Come on.
You need to send me $100 right now.
Yeah. Get back at me.
Don't let him get away with that, Hayden. Go give him a piece of your mind.
I love the fact that he was just styling on him. He could have gone for the straight up knife fight, but he made him believe that it was gonna be that. And then he was ready with the USP.
Just chipped him down a little bit more and then pulled the knife right back out.
He got horribly outplayed, didn't he?
Yeah. That'll happen every once in a while. the OMEN obelisk, what all the players here at the OMEN Challenge are actually competing on.
Yes, you are right indeed. I really can't wait to see how this is going to play out in the 1v1s now. I think now we get to the stage where
the exciting point.
Yeah, where it's going to be there's going to be no more messing around.
No, this is where this is elimination time. So and this is where the money is really awarded. You got to get top 3 to get into the money. 30,000 for that first place, $50,000 overall. So you want to run that gauntlet, and if you're one of the amateurs that's come into this, remember $1,000 if you win a quarterfinal match.
Yep, that's very true. So, I mean, that's obviously a big price right now, but Hayden's already made more than that. Like, way more.
He's already up there.
He's like 1,600 or something now, maybe even slightly more.
You're doing math in your head, aren't you? You're guessing not only where he's at, but how much money he actually made in that last round. That's bold of you.
Maybe don't put Genius on the show after all, actually. Come to think of it,
maybe
just don't do that.
Erase that idea. Yeah. That's one of the bad ideas.
We'll come up with something else instead. Yeah, I don't know. Right now, I'm wondering. Hayden looked like, I mean, 1v1, he looks kind of competitive right now. Maybe he could win one of those quarterfinals.
But I think the game changes when you're just in a one-on-one. Remember, 2 of the spawn points are going to be taken away. The map is going to shrink a little bit. It changes, it adapts.
You only have to get lucky once in the one, you know. Just have to get that one headshot.
Well, it's a best of 15 in the quarterfinal, right?
So you have to get lucky 8 times.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Just 8 times.
Again, you and math, maybe just don't do numbers. Just stay away from numbers, yeah.
Listen, it's a good point.
Well, I'm excited to see how the leaderboard ended up, because we had people like just shoot up. Remember, at the first intermission, it was what, dev1ce with 5, the 2 Nick and Hayden were both at 5 as well. Yeah. And then like dev1ce is now at the top of the scoreboard. Rain is up there as well.
You see, so I swear if you replay that in slow motion, you can see Rain turning his head and saying, "Are you serious? Like, are you actually hunting me after all of that?"
Yeah.
He's just not happy about it, is he?
I don't mind it. Yeah, that's what we're here for.
No, it's amazing.
No, it's great.
I applaud it, you know.
Well, and then Rain probably, you know, some form of revenge denies him that extra $100. Just, you know, plummets to his doom.
Yep. What if Rain and Hayden play each other now? That's where you'd get the
grudge match. Well, remember at one point there was a possibility that we had Rain taking on NiKo in one of the quarterfinals in a one-on-one. That would be sick. If that actually ended up happening. We're just waiting on the final tally of all the points and everything, and then we'll show you guys exactly who's playing who.
Yeah, got to get that right. And
still comfortable with Simple?
It's not the ultimate level. I don't know if you could hear me, but I kind of want more out of him.
Okay. I'm happy with my pick of dev1ce.
Yeah.
Because Deva has shown up today.
Deva.
It's Deva.
He's playing very well. He's got his little notebook. He's writing down, you know, he's updating things. Maybe doing some statistic, you know, calculus there, just trying to figure out exactly what's going on.
Maybe he's doing the math. The maths.
The actual math, the real math.
Yeah.
It could be. I don't know though. I think I'm gonna have to stick with Simple. I feel like once you pick someone, you can't just, you know, can't escape.
Well, you can. You've done it before. I don't know why all of a sudden you have this kind of hesitation to be honorable.
Listen, it's a new thing for me. I'm trying it out.
New Anders?
Yeah, new Anders. Yeah, I do like new Simple, but I sometimes wish we could get a little bit of old Simple. Like, can we get like a mix? Can we meet halfway?
There's got to be a point halfway.
New and old Simple.
Well, this is where you'd expect him to step it up, you know, in terms of these one-on-ones. This is where you'd expect him to really be a deadly opponent to come in.
Yeah, there's even there might even be sort of a fear factor on there, you know, just knowing that, you know, he's going to be on the other side. You have to play him for, you know, the best of 15 to start with.
Best of 15. Semifinals are best of 25.
Yeah.
The final, and then there's a third, fourth place match, which is back to best of 15. And then the grand final is a best of 35.
Best of 35.
Which we had to do, again, we had to do the math. It is what you have to win, I think, 15? No, 17? No,
yeah,
18.
18. That's what we settled on.
Wow.
We're not good at this at all. But
walked right into that one. Didn't even see it coming.
You actually set yourself up for it as well.
I know.
Which is impressive.
Well, I was doing a whole thing where I thought I could show you up with my ability to crunch the numbers quickly with a camera pointed at me, and that failed in a spectacular fashion. We're also here for that. We like seeing people embarrass themselves on camera. Usually it's the players. Actually, usually it is us as well, to be fair.
Preferably us, but it could be the players as well. We'll find out. We have an interview down on the stage with Freya and NiKo.
That is right, guys. I am down here with NiKo. So just to start off with, how was that second round of seeding for you?
It was better than the first one because I think we had better guns than what he had in the first one. So it just made it more competitive, I would say. So yeah.
Well, speaking of that first round of seeding, we have a very spectacular play from you, knifing dev1ce. We're gonna, if you just want to stand back a little bit, and we're gonna explain exactly what happens here. So let's take a look at what was going down. Obviously, you're coming over there. Do you want to walk us through this?
Yeah. So I had 100 HP and dev1ce had 65, I think. So he got to slice me once, so we get on the same HP. And at that point, we both knew that like. We had to left click first and then right click, so it just came down who was the quicker one in the left click. So it was me, and I got the easiest $500 of my life.
Was there any doubt that you were ever going to get that kill?
I don't know, it's just random. So they were dubs, they were not. So yeah, I don't know, it was just random.
Well, thank you very much for joining us down here, NiKo. We'll be back with our quarterfinals after this very quick break. Don't go anywhere. welcome back to the OMEN Challenge, where right now I am joined by our two amateurs coaches. I've got Giuliano and Pasha. Now, Giuliano, you are Hayden's coach, and Hayden is looking pretty strong at the moment. He finished with 15 points, 1 point ahead of Rain. What do you make of his performance so far?
I'm super proud. I'm trying to not be too cringe, like, you know, the mom that you're embarrassed of, but I'm really proud of my Danish Hayden.
Oh, you should be a proud Danish mom. I'm very, very happy with that. And Pasha, you are obviously Nick's coach. Currently, he finished bottom of the seeding with 8 points, but that's still a good showing, right?
Yeah, Nick is pretty good. I am happy with his score, and it's very hard to prepare versus this beast. So it's
Well, exactly. I mean, what kind of tips did you give them coming into the arena? Because you've played on stages in front of thousands of people with the top female teams. What kind of tips did you give Hayden?
Well, I said to him, basically he knew everything after being coached by Sonic. But just, you know, keep calm, have fun, don't focus too much that you're up on stage and who you're up against. And, you know, with that mindset, you would do way better than focusing on, you know, everything around it.
Yeah, exactly. Calm, collected. It's definitely been paying off. Pasha, you've been taking a different approach. I've heard you yelling up there for Nick in the crowd. Do you think that's helping him?
of course, guys. You need to help these guys to play here, and I just bring like Nick for a short walk and tell him don't look, you know, like to the left, to the right, who is sitting next to you, because don't help you. Yeah.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about the quarterfinal matchups coming up. Hayden is going to be playing Simple. How are you feeling about him going into that?
Well, earlier they asked me to rate the pro players, and I said that Simple will probably win. So now my guy is going up against Simple. But, you know, you'll never know. I believe in him. So.
Exactly. I mean, the underdog magic, it can happen. And Nick's going to be going up against dev1ce in this quarterfinal matchup. Do you think he's going to be making out of it, or is the major champion over here? I can see him staring at you. What are you going to say to that?
Four-time major winner. It's going to be easy, bro. Take care.
Thank you so much for that, Pasha. And very shortly, we're going to be jumping into our first quarterfinal. But let's head up to the casters to see what they think of that one.
Well, here we go. We're into the playoffs now. Moses, how do you feel about that? I love this mixed reality world. It's amazing.
It is very cool. I like it better than the real one.
Yeah, well,
let's stay here forever.
Soon we might not be able to tell the difference. It's, you know.
I think we need to get Pasha up here yelling and motivating you. I think that'd be a fun piece of content.
You know, having somebody as strong and muscular as Pasha just yelling at me from the crowd, that would keep me motivated.
Probably make you more nervous than going up against dev1ce in the quarterfinals. So there you have it. You have our brackets.
That's so rough, isn't it? The two amateur players going to be playing against Major, MVP, and Simple.
And then on the bottom end of the bracket is also really sick. NiKo versus Rain, obviously teammates. We teased that was a possibility looking at the standings earlier on, and it's actually come to pass. And they even said it in the pre-event interview. Electronic, and I think NBK has been very impressive so far.
Yeah, he was the wild card coming into this.
Sequences, he's had everything.
Zeus as well.
Oh yeah, he did have the Zeus. I forget about that.
He's done it all right now, so he's certainly warmed up. I mean, this could be really interesting, couldn't it? Electronic was playing very well early on, so I mean, there's a chance that he could face up against Simple on the other side of the bracket when they get to the final.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I mean, I guess the big grand final, like just in terms of name power, would be something like NiKo versus either Simple or dev1ce on the other side. That's true. That would be crazy. Just to update you as well, because during the seeding stage we had the random weaponry. We saw a lot of shotguns, a lot of not as much dualies as we would have liked. We could have seen a little bit more, in my opinion, there. Now that we're in this bracket stage, things change. The weapons go in a sequence. So the way it's going to work is there's 5 different weapons that are going to be used. First round is going to be with the Deagle. Second round is going to be with the UMP. Third round is going to be with the M4. Fourth round will be with the AK-47. Fifth round with the AWP. And at the end of that cycle, it's just going to repeat those 5 weapons back to back. So now that we're into the bracket play, the elimination stage, the weapons, yeah, you know, we drop the shotguns. We get a bit more serious. This is crunch time.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if the players will be familiar with the sequence and if they'll have memorized it to some extent, because it does make a difference, doesn't it?
It would be funny to just see once. It's not that I would, you know me, I don't like to wish bad things on other people, but it would be funny if someone made the mistake of thinking like they had an AK-47 and they had like the UMP, like they just like run to take an aim fight just out in the open with the UMP.
Just absolutely going for it. I wonder as well, because we said the map was going to change a little bit too in size and obviously limiting the spawns. Now there's only 2 of them spawning. It's now 1 versus 1 straight up. So I wonder, it's probably going to be much more predictable exactly where the other player will be. So then it becomes about, you know, how much of a fight do you want to be the aggressor? Do you want to be the one to take the initiative, or are you going to try and hold an angle and wait for somebody to walk in?
It's like the mind games, right? Like we see it in every AIM map that we've had over the years. That we've like even if you just play like an AIM map with a buddy of yours, like you mix it up, right? One round you try and like rush the edge and catch him off guard and get behind him before he even notices what's happening. Sometimes you like to play more passively, stay in cover. This is where maybe it gets a bit more cerebral. And you know, you mentioned the spawn points go away. Map gets a little bit smaller, probably a little less clutter, I would imagine. So, I mean, we don't know what this map is going to look like either heading into this.
We're not 100% sure.
We're never 100% sure.
No, I'm very excited about this part of it because, I don't know, you can get into, if you've ever played any kind of an AIM map, you've gone into this sort of streak where you just, you know, even if you lose a while, you can suddenly win 6-7 rounds in a row, and you just, everything feels really good. And I mean, with the caliber of players that we have here, that might be really hard to stop, you know.
And I mean, well, yeah, and I like it too because, you know, now that we're in the quarterfinals, best of 15, and that you get some time now in these to kind of recover. You know, in the qualifying, the seeding stage, when no one gets eliminated, it's just kind of 3 rounds, and you can get just eliminated and feel like you didn't really have an impact in any of those 3 rounds. Now you have a chance to kind of recover from a slow start. You have a chance to go on some kind of a crazy run, chance to make a comeback if you need it. So this is where I'm actually unreasonably excited for what comes next.
I think it's going to be great, and you know, obviously for our 2 amateurs, the chance to win $1,000 if they can take out either dev1ce or s1MPLE.
Well, and also, I mean, that's the dream, right?
Yeah.
It might be an unobtainable dream, but they still get the $100 for killing the pro player in the 1 versus 1, so they can still rack that up.
Yeah, so there's still a lot to be battled out for in a best of 15. So you can do that a lot. You can get a bunch of those kills.
Right. I mean, well, imagine if you win that as well, it'd be what, $800 for killing the pro, and then you win and you get $1,800 for actually qualifying him through the quarterfinals. So there's some big money on the line here. I believe what else is? I think the rest of the bonuses go away. Obviously, there's no kill streak.
Yeah, that can't happen.
And the odds of you actually knifing someone is pretty low.
We have to assume, unless we've seen some planned knives. So
we've seen some gentlemanly knives.
Yeah, that was always a question, right?
It's making me feel uneasy. There's been too much honor being showed on the field of battle.
Well, I think now, because it's happened twice, the idea surely is you ask for it and then you betray them.
Definitely. Oh, yeah.
Just do that now.
Well, that's what I kind of expected to happen the first 2 times around. I like your idea. I like the Western. Go like back to back, and then you know, you walk for 3 seconds and you spin and you just fight to the death. Well, we know what this means because I've just seen the walls and the reality around me change. The universe is all different. It's all crazy. We're entering the map in so many different ways, and here we go.
dev1ce versus Nick, a best of 15 and way out in the open. That is going to be rough, isn't it? But he actually wins the fight, Nick. It looked like he was about to be in trouble. dev1ce, look at that. Look at that face. He's not happy at all, is he?
How can you be? UMP into the action. Nick with the nade, just tossing it as far as it'll go over the top. It does a little bit of damage on a dev1ce. That's not going to help too much. And you can see the podium, that trophy stand in the middle with the AWP on top. It's still there, ready and waiting. dev1ce down to 55, and Nick is going to start applying more pressure.
Both actually kind of low right now. Nick trying to change his position. That's always a good idea. Even a little bit. He's out in the open. I thought he had dev1ce for sure then, but not quite. He's down to 25 health in that one. And now it's to the M4s. Tying it up quickly here.
Ooh, M4 and a Zeus. Someone surely gets a Zeus kill in the quarterfinals.
How do you get close enough?
Ooh, oh, that's a great shot from dev1ce.
That's the kind of fight you want to avoid, right? Against some of the pros. I think you don't want tapping fights
especially
like that.
As the crowd begins cheering your name and trying to get behind you. You just get wrecked. Ooh, that's a good flashbang. Doesn't do anything with it.
Well, he's repositioned himself a little bit, but dev1ce is right on the other side. Oh, there's going to be a question of timing. The gun barrel showing. Well, that is the accuracy and the reaction speed of a professional player, isn't it?
I think it's like a new experience. I think we can all remember like the first time you actually were like trying to rise up and how good you were at Counter-Strike, and you play up against one of the pros. A nice shot from Nick. But that first experience of playing against players of this caliber, and you're like, oh, I literally can't make a mistake. It's going to be punished every time.
Yeah, I have 1 second to get this done, or I'm out. Now it's Eagles. dev1ce again, he's out in the open all the time. Reloading, Nick. That could have been a shot. Nice idea, flicking back to the knife, just trying to reset the recoil. But dev1ce will chip away at him and end up winning that round. So still 4-2 at the moment. And now it's back to UMPs, of course.
Well, dev1ce with the UMP. Got a couple easy shots with Nick looking the other direction, but he misses most of them. So there's an opportunity. The window is open for Nick to take this round away, and he is going to find it. He just kept wrapping wider and wider onto dev1ce and finds the frag. 4-3. This is being kept close.
I feel like dev1ce is playing a little bit chest out right now. He's just out in the open. He's not trying to hide that much and taking straight up fights. And he's only really 2 points ahead. So I would say to some extent, you might want to be careful about this if you're dev1ce here, you know?
Certainly when you get the UMP, maybe. Like, I have full faith in him once the AK and the M4 and the AWP come out. But the UMP maybe can't just stand and fight in the open. dev1ce tapping away, but it's Nick who finds the head first. Hit a... Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Got him right where you want him.
Well, last time Nick won the AWP fight. Let's see if he could do it again. It's 4-5 right now. Again, this is closer than it seems. Not that far away. Now trying to see if he could change the... That would have been a shot to hit. dev1ce knows where he is, sneaking around. Now underneath him. This is a crazy fight. Trying to see if he could get that really quick scope. Oh, maybe you can shoot through. We're not sure. He's got the right idea. He no-scopes him. This is brilliant. Nick coming out as a bit of a superstar, unexpectedly.
He doesn't look phased at all. dev1ce, if you don't laugh, you cry. I guess that's what he's putting out into the world.
This is your man as well, Jason.
I know. Please don't do this to me, Nick. I can't lose another one. Oh, good shot from dev1ce. Cleans him up. 6-5, maintains the lead. I mean, that's what it's 1st-8. So Nick's actually not far off in any way.
He's not far off at all, and he's just made $500 even from what he's done here. So already he's actually doing a brilliant job. The UMP, as you said, might want to try and stay a bit more hidden. Does he have the advantage? dev1ce looking the wrong way, and he goes down. He never even had a chance to react. All right.
Yeah, but now you're sitting going into the M4 and the AK-47, and yeah, you're going to say advantage to dev1ce, but I mean, just a lucky headshot with the AK. It could all seal this. This is such a huge one. dev1ce could be backs against the wall. Nick has the first shot. He's got the kill. He's 1 away from eliminating a 4-time major winner.
Look at the focus in Nick's eyes. Yeah, he's about to do it, isn't he? This is brilliant. Nick has really come in with a plan to play this one. Almost gets that one, but you could see he's frustrated as well a little bit. Or the pressure is starting to mount as he gets absolutely shut down.
Well, he's had no pressure this whole time against dev1ce, and now you get to like that match point. It's all on this, the AWP, and dev1ce, one of the best hoppers in the world. Nick had the chance. He had the shot. What a performance, though. That is stellar.
Yeah.
Give him a round of applause. Give him some yells. Standing ovation. Listen, Papa's got to be happy with that one.
Yeah, been well coached all the way through, and he said it. I mean, just try to ignore who you're playing up against. That was down to the wire. That was so close.
Squeaky bum time, they call it in this part of the world.
I believe so. dev1ce, I mean, he was looking even more frustrated. I think you're absolutely right. When you're at that 7-7, that's when the pressure sets in.
As Nick, I mean, dev1ce shaking his head throughout the whole thing, but Nick certainly is like, oh, I can actually do this. And once that thought enters your head, that's when you get nervous.
Yeah. Maybe some people out there taking notes on Nick themselves, saying, you know what, that's not bad. Let's think about this. Let's give him a try at some point.
Devin's got a notepad. He's probably writing down the name, the date.
Yeah, just remembering for a future event if they meet up against, like, I remember. Yeah. I know what happened.
It's you. It's payback time.
I don't know. I like that Nick had, I think, a good strategy of walking into the middle and using, like, when you crouch in the middle, it seems like you are at a really great angle because your model is almost entirely obscured by that lower portion of the centerpiece, and then.
Well, and also you can change your angle. You can jump up onto those ledges, which we saw a couple times, and you can be pretty mobile. Unfortunately, yeah, a good game plan just doesn't pan out.
No, I mean, I think that was key to it right there.
This is the one he had the chance. He actually fired the first shot in that, and it was just barely off. You even see the impact and dev1ce's screen.
It starts out, I think, with dev1ce sort of, smiling a bit. So like, oh yeah.
Those smiles turned real uncomfortable and painful pretty quick.
They did, Suddenly, you saw some head shaking, some annoyance creeping in. That was close, much closer than I was expecting.
I like everything about that.
Look at that. He's really not enjoying it. Not at the end.
He did say on some level, when they were talking to Freya before this all started, he did say there's like some level of pressure, no matter how much of like a fun event it's supposed to be, right? There is some level of it.
It's one of those scary moments, isn't it, when you've just won the major MVP, and now, you could... People could make a little bit of fun. Look at this.
Fair play to Nick. I mean, that's not a bad day. That's not a bad. That's not a bad afternoon in the office. $1,300 he's going to be walking out of here with.
Yeah, he's really done a great job, hasn't he? And I mean, Hayden also really hasn't even played this quarterfinal yet, but already up to 1,800. So.
Already rich.
Absolutely. So yeah, could go for a good time in London. Won't you know? Depending on where he goes.
Yeah, let us know where you're going tonight. I mean, got to be happy. It is cash. I mean, he's ready to roll.
Drinks all around. Yeah, this is I don't know. He's gonna be playing up against S1MPLE though. So how did that's also scary.
Are you nervous? This is your guy. My guy passed the test.
Barely. That was I mean, that almost he almost didn't make it work.
Listen.
Barely got the diploma.
Almost counts.
Does it?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I don't know. Sonic might have a chat with dev1ce afterwards and say, you know what? Like this is unacceptable. I'm not nervous at all.
You're not nervous in any way.
I don't think S1MPLE's gonna give him anything at all. He's gonna be ready to crush him.
What about the crowd? Do you guys in the crowd think Hayden has a chance here against S1MPLE? That's what I'm talking about. I like this guy. He's really helping us out right in the front row.
He's fired up.
Bring him back next time.
Absolutely. Give him another invite. I like it. I think, you know, maybe we see the same level of frustration out of S1MPLE. Maybe it's possible, but I just don't know. He's so quick. He's so fast.
The problem is the deal round really kind of scares me.
Yeah, but that's only 1 in 5, right? So.
Well, what? But you get it 3 times.
Yeah.
If you go all the way down.
It's true. Yeah. But there's the orb as well as in. I don't know. I just. I think if he was watching, maybe sneak into the center. I think that's not a bad way to go about it.
That is the other element. Is dev1ce did have the unenviable task of playing on that map first.
Yeah, that's
not
true.
getting to see it. Like he had to just learn it as he went.
And then Nick did some pretty good flashbangs. I mean, even if he would, it's not like he killed dev1ce when dev1ce was flashed, but just as a point of annoyance,
just enough for him to get into a new position that dev1ce doesn't see. Yeah, that was cool.
That kind of works.
Hayden now, hailing out of Denmark, 20 years of age, already facing off against the best player in the world.
It's rough, isn't it? It's a difficult way to start your career. But obviously could be a great story in the future, I'm saying.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. This could actually turn into like a Hollywood movie at one point if he's able to take this. Like a true underdog, rags to riches story.
Yeah, thrown in the deep
pulled
end
out of nowhere.
In many ways, you know.
We could create some cool storylines. We'll have to just invent things that aren't even true. Yeah,
like a mythical sort of element, like nobody knows anything about his background. Like, you know, he doesn't have no public records, so he just came out of nowhere. Just, you know,
yeah, raised by bears.
Genetically engineered, you know, by the state of Denmark to play Counter-Strike.
Okay, like so he's like the Wolverine of the Danish Counter-Strike programs.
Something like that, yeah.
Weapon X.
It's not impossible.
Well, let's find out. Here we go. Deagles in hand. Hayden taking on S1MPLE in this quarterfinals of the OMEN Challenge in this modified 1v1 OMEN arena.
Molotovs as well, S1MPLE. That's so cruel. Trying to put the pressure on. No headshots yet. Ticking away. Oh, Hayden with a knockout punch. That's a great beginning. And I saw a little bit of an eye raise there from S1MPLE, so I'm saying, all right.
I like the rest of the pros behind him just laughing at him.
That is what friends are for. Hayden really, oh, he saw that. He should have a slight position. He's not even afraid.
Go get the ult. Ooh, that'd be spicy. He knows exactly where S1MPLE is going. This is so cool. Oh, already a dig, and S1MPLE has no clue. Oh, my lord. That hurts. You can't let those slip away.
No, you really can't. That was a big opportunity, wasn't it? I like the movement from Hayden. He wasn't even afraid to pull out the knife and just try and get a little bit of extra speed, so that's showing some level of confidence as well.
HE grenades with the M4, so you can actually snag a dink and toss that over into the direction and just kind of cross your fingers. Hayden still looking for the information, not committing to any kind of a peek. There's S1MPLE. He found him.
That, ladies and gentlemen, really is the difference. You get one click, and if you don't get it, S1MPLE is like, that headshot, immediately headshot. It is just not fair, is it? 2-1, though. And now the AKs come out. S1MPLE still out in the open, very quick. There's the shot now, giving away the game a little bit. S1MPLE is just absolutely ready. AWP pick up the last sound you want to hear. Woo. Going for a bit of a jump. No.
I like the reposition.
Tried. Yeah, this is a good idea, isn't it? He hasn't tried for the wallbang yet. Nobody really has, as far as we know. No scope, not going to connect. A big risk being taken, and Hayden will come out on top.
I'm fine with that. That's S1MPLE trying to flex a little bit, trying to just show him up. let him know it's not going to be a good time. Obviously, didn't pan out the way he wanted it. 2-2. And now the AWP comes out.
NBK, this is right there behind Hayden, studying him a little bit, saying, you know what, this guy might be onto something too. Simple repositioning once again. Just, I think right now part of the game just is even figuring out where the other guy is. Like if you know that, especially if they don't see you, then you've got the real edge. There's Simple, easy kill on Hayden. Yeah, that's the power of information, isn't it? That's the one,
we saw Simple doing that as well in the qualifying stage, like jumping for that intel. He's very good at kind of gathering that information. Hayden down 1 round. Back to the Deagles as the weapon circuit restarts from the beginning.
Spots him out. Oh, just styling, isn't he? Running into cover with the knife out, and now going to go for the open fight and lining up that shot. You mentioned this earlier, fighting Simple in a Deag battle, that's never a good time.
No, it's not something that you would choose to go into in any way. UMPs are out, and I mean, there's been some opportunities for Hayden. He had that nice deagle shot to start this. The previous UMP battle, he had what, like an extra 10 bullets on Simple before he was able to respond. That immediate dink. And this is the tough part. As you mentioned, the punish comes in so quick if you don't capitalize. Like at what point, if you're Hayden, do you get a little bit scared to even go for information? Because, you know, if you show yourself to Simple, not necessarily a high percentage chance you're going to get away.
No, there really isn't. You just have to get the first angle on him. May have just done that. That could have definitely been around there. I think Simple is sort of tumbling down the stairs, and that will offset your recoil a little bit, but not enough. He still picks it up. He's doing very well. 6-2 at the moment.
Much more convincing than dev1ce.
Yeah, for the moment, looking good. And again, just quick to get the information. Incredibly quick with that shot. Even styling on him here. 1 more round, and Simple will have made its way through. He's going to be facing off against dev1ce on that side of the bracket too.
Oh, that's going to be so spicy in the semifinals. Hayden backs against the wall. He's got to rattle off 6 in a row to stay alive and move on. 2 kills for him so far, and still neither player finding each other in this round. This is where things get tough if you're Hayden, to like motivate yourself to actually look for information. Like, what do? Just go sit in a corner and just hold an angle?
Yeah, you probably don't want to do that. I'm not sure if you realize the Simple has got the right idea, I think. Oh, this could get a little bit rough. Some noise being made. Now a lot of noise being made. Simple knows, and that's going to be it. 8-2. Simple absolutely crushing his way through the first part of the bracket here. That was, I mean, that's rough. What do you do when you pick Simple to play against in a 1 versus 1? I don't know how you make that sound good in your own mind.
I don't think there's any way to actually do it. I think you just got to, you know, start praying. Unfortunately, Simple is your god, and, you know, here we are. So, I mean, a nice showing. Again, remember, Hayden, I think, was at the top of the money list. So I think he's actually going to be walking out with 2K, if I remember. He got 2 kills here against Simple. He was sitting at 1,800. Yes. So, again, not a bad day in the office for Hayden whatsoever.
Absolutely not. And he was playing really well throughout the seeding stage. So, you know, I don't know. You could have put a lot of people in this position against Simple again, and you know, it's just almost never going to be a good time. So, yeah, that's what happens when you end up facing up against the best in the world. I don't know what else to say. Right. That was early on. I think that was the first kill where Simple was like, okay.
Yeah, it's like, all right.
That kind of a game, I guess.
Well, remember, it opened up with that, like, they had like a little deagle engagement, and then Hayden just gave him a little 1-tap.
Yeah.
Just right off the bat. That might have pissed him off a little bit. Either way. Good sportsmanship being shown. We love to see that. dev1ce going to move on after taking out Nick. Both of our amateur players have departed the tournament. So dev1ce Simple is going to be the first semifinal from the top half of the bracket. And now we're going to move on to the other quarterfinals. NBK taking on Electronic. NiKo taking on Rain. Who you got in this next one? NBK Electronic.
Oh, man, that's a tricky one. I sort of feel like Electronic is going to be more tuned in.
Okay. I
still think NBK is crazy enough that he might try for some fun. He might try and showboat a little bit, see if he could earn some points like that. But I think Electronic's going to be all business in this one.
Okay. So you're taking Electronic.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with Nathan.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really liked what I saw in that qualifying stage.
It was exciting.
The flick shot, the Zeus, he had it all.
Is that how you win this stage, though?
No, but listen.
All right.
It doesn't really matter. We're all winners here today.
Yeah, just I mean, maybe you could win the crowd over, right? You can win the audience over.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's got to be some attempt at giving the crowd what they want. This is like a gladiator arena. It's supposed to be a show. You're supposed to do some crazy things.
you know, maybe you get enough highlights on Reddit, and eventually people say, you know what, may have lost the quarterfinals,
But he's won our hearts.
he's won our hearts. Feels really good.
Hearts and our minds.
There we go. 2K for Hayden. That is a good day.
That's a very good day. That, I mean, that might be, I think that's actually the amount of money that I won at a tournament in 2002.
Yeah.
So, wait, good for him. Definitely not bitter. Definitely not
bitter.
upset.
Moses choosing his professional career at the wrong time.
Yes,
entirely.
really, some would say peaking at the wrong moment in terms of my Counter-Strike gameplay.
Yeah, well, you know what? I bet it was all worth it anyway.
No, not really.
We'll have to get an interview to figure out what, you know, Hayden wants to spend his money on. There's you know, lots of options, I'd say. So
again, we're ideas people. So we have, I'm sure we have a couple ideas. After our years of traveling around the world, we know a lot of cool ways to spend that money.
yeah,
So if you're listening, Hayden and Nick, come have a chat.
come have a chat. We'll come up with something. Maybe get one of those water beds. They've gone out of style for a long time. There might be a good reason for it, but
Waterbeds, I feel like, are like overalls, right? They're due for a comeback. We're at that point.
it could happen. Maybe with, like, you know, not water inside, but something else. That, like, could be fun. Oh,
Okay.
the Zeus has already been fun.
It's been used. It's like confetti. It's starting the party.
It is Eagles between NBK and Electronic. And long range. Not really slowing down here, Nathan, is he? He is just going for that long range spam.
I like it. Applying a lot of pressure, keeping Electronic into the cover, and he ends it with a headshot as soon as Electronic commits to the fight. 1-0 for NBK.
Almost looked like he was sort of luring him into a sense of, you know what, this guy's just shooting. Like, I'm just going to go take the challenge. And then he just tapped him with one bullet. That was great. He sees it. This is a little bit more controlled for NBK. Trying to slow it down with the UMP. It looks like they almost, I can't believe they're just backing up with that shot. Looked like they both wanted to go for the ult then.
Yeah, or at least kind of advanced position, and I think the repeaks from both parties, just a little bit of chip damage here and there, a little bit of just a tag once in a while to stop the momentum, stop the movement. Now the M4s come out. Remember, previously NBK naded these stairs. So Electronic still trying to find the information where NBK is on the map, and neither of them have seen each other. And remember, those Molotovs are still there as well.
Oh, this could be really weird. Electronic making a bit of noise, and I think NBK, if he just hears it, he should have all of the advantage. But he's not sure right now. This is so strange. I can't believe they've not found each other. Now finally it happens, and shot through the wall as NBK will take down Electronic. That
could have gone either
Coin
way at a
flip.
certain point. Yeah, I like the play from Electronic, just running around the map, getting a new angle, and you could see NBK just fortunate that he was able to spot out a leg and react in time. Molotovs and AK-47s in the hands of the players, 2-1. And NBK, here's the bullets. That should give away the position, but certainly Electronic had a chance.
now repositioning ever so slightly out in the open, and spraying is usually the way to go in that moment. NBK just doing a fine job right now. You may have picked the right man here.
Yeah, I backed the right horse, so to speak. Electronic with the op. Walking in towards the middle. Oh, and he's found him. NBK never had any idea.
Do you feel like that low ground in the middle is really great?
Is the prime real estate?
I'm starting to feel that way, yes.
Well, NBK has like a cool little, like hiding behind these pillars when you go up the stairs. He's used that quite a bit when he's got the rifles and the UMP. Now the deagle, and oh my lord. Get out.
Yeah, that was a result of Nathan just making a little bit too much noise towards the end there and instantly spot it.
It's what we talked about. You know, there are going to be certain rounds where you're just a bit more aggressive, and NBK was trying to pull that off and get creative and clever, and it obviously doesn't pan out. Good dink onto Electronic, though, and NBK's just got him so low. Still maintains the lead.
Electronic still looking very dialed in. So very serious. And Nathan is cruising along right now.
Both of them are very serious.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. You're right. Looks like NBK is also, you know, it's a little bit cold in the eyes, just hoping to finish this. It's so close between them. Electronic now tying it up 4-4. That was the M4. So what's that, AK next time around?
Yes, and then the AWP. Getting started into this, the 9th round of this best of 15.
Oh, look.
Oh, this is great. They're both doing the same exact play, and NBK, he spotted the shoulder. He had to have, and he was so ready for the follow-up peek from Electronic.
It was. All of the pros now are not laughing so much anymore, but just, you know, observing, keeping an eye on it. It could make a big difference if you can figure out any little detail, anything you want to use as an advantage here, then
Well, remember, winning this round puts you into the money, essentially.
yeah, you're absolutely right. So everything on the line, a bit of noise being made, and BK's on the hunt now. Surely,
Knife.
yeah, that would be the way to go, wouldn't it? AW is not going to do it. That's a show all on its own, isn't it? He says, you know what? I'm not going to risk this. I want to get a little bit closer.
He's dancing as well. He's like playing music in his own head. 6-4. I think Electronic was looking behind him like, how the hell did he get there on me so quick? Good spam with the deagle from NBK, but the precision strategy from Electronic pays off.
dev1ce enjoyed that, I think. Because he was low, like he was one bullet away, Electronic there, so that was his only chance really to try and bring it back. Now the UMP's come back out again.
There's those early flashbangs that allow Electronic to change his position, and he continues the spray. All tied up down the stretch, 6-6.
When you're doing that UMP long-range spray, you just, at some point, you lose all confidence that any bullets are ever going to connect again. But then, you know, it sort of comes back and works. So you just got to keep the faith in that gun, even after a while.
NBK got a little early damage onto Electronic, and now he's just keeping him pinned down. He knows there's nowhere for Electronic to really get out of this corner, so he's looking for the information, the spam coming in, down to 0. Good headshot from NBK. He had him locked in the whole time.
Yeah, that's very smart, especially once you do the damage, so you can get the one headshot there. That makes a lot of sense. 7-6-1 kill for NBK, and he'd be moving on to face off against the winner from the lower part of the bracket. And there it is, AK fight straight up. It was close, but it's the wildcard player that's going to be able to make his way through right now. And
making a deep run here at the OMEN Challenge. And also, I mean, more importantly, between you and I won again.
You did. I said barely. Just like with dev1ce in the front, you're picking, you know, it's
the wins are the only thing that matter.
Listen, my guy just straight up saying it's different.
We'll see. Both of our original picks for this event are going head-to-head in the first semifinal, so that's gonna be great fun.
Yeah, that's the real deciding one, isn't it?
This is good stuff from NBK though. This whole sequence, a lot of showing off, you know, the good aim, the movement, creativeness.
I feel like he was a little bit like dev1ce, how dev1ce started. He was very out in the open, and BK was like, you know what, I'm not really afraid to take some pretty open fights, and that seemed to pay off, even if it was real close. So that means NiKo and Rain playing off against each other in the last quarterfinals game.
Yeah, I think the cool thing about that matchup in this 1v1 is you know for sure, being teammates and having like boot camp together and traveled to different events, they have definitely, you know, played an A-map, you know, competition among the team. Like these two have gone head-to-head before.
They must have, yeah.
The question is, who's won? Who's got the psychological edge?
In so many ways, both these players are just mechanically so gifted. It's so ridiculous that it's hard to imagine that that you could easily call it. I mean, it's one thing if you're playing like in a game as well. They're playing different roles, right? Yeah. But here it's just about raw mechanical aim. I don't know.
Raw power with the different weapons, but also like a level of like versatility as well. Because I remember like you have the AWP as well. You have the UMP. Yeah. You don't just have the AK and the M4 and like the AUG and the Krieg.
You don't see Rain picking up the AWP a lot ever, right? Like NiKo's done it in throughout his career.
I can't recall the last time I've seen Rain have an AWP.
No. So that could be an edge. Like 20% of the time, maybe NiKo has a slight edge there.
Yeah, well, you have to imagine that Rain's going to have to win like a decent amount of the M4 and the AK duels to make up for that potentially. But at the same time, it's not like traditional opping, is it? Like you can just get lucky with timing.
Yeah. Hold an angle, hope that somebody walks into it, that kind of play. Yeah, and obviously whoever wins this one's going to be facing off against NBK.
Yes.
So there's that.
And the other semifinal.
You do the semifinal. Oh man.
That'd be a pretty stacked top 4. And then you have the third, fourth place runoff, which could be so cool because, you know, if you get fourth place, you get no money. If you get third place, you get money.
Yep.
So it's
all the pressure is on right there. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder how this is going to be turning out. They are setting up right now in the server, starting with the deagle, of course, once again, and anybody could win that. Both Rain and NiKo have a long history of ridiculous deagle shots.
I think NiKo's probably wins the highlight clip with the deagles. You know, I would imagine.
Yeah, I would guess so.
Not that that means anything.
A little bit, maybe.
Who are you backing in this one?
I've got to go with NiKo on this one.
You just said that because his headphones aren't all the way over his ears, didn't you?
Yeah, I love you, NiKo. He's not even listening, is he? He's not paying attention.
No, I don't believe so.
Wasted opportunity, really.
You have to tell him face to face. You have to look him in the eyes and say it.
Yeah, just straight in the eyes.
Without turning away. He has to turn first.
I'll try and do that later on. I'll tell you how it goes. Who are you? You going with NiKo as well?
Yeah.
We all gonna abandon Rain?
I don't know if it's necessarily abandon, but yeah, it does kind of feel that way. Here we go. A little bit of laughter from NiKo. Deagle's out on the board, and he's waiting. He was holding on to that shot.
He really was. He was expecting to just knock him out. They are not afraid at all. Just both of them taking it really calmly. No headshots. It took some time. Rain will pick up that opening round.
Just getting started. UMP, and obviously just getting that first glimpse of information. Rain's done this, I think, twice now, hasn't he? Where he's gotten the spot, gotten the information, and kind of changed his angle of approach. NiKo going to tie things up.
I'm seeing some laughing already from NiKo. I feel like Rain is looking very serious at the moment. I feel like NiKo's kind of maybe enjoying this this matchup a little bit more. Ooh, and he's going to lose that one, though. If you have any kind of like internal, disputes in your team, maybe this is a way to settle it. So you know what? No arguing. Let's go have a fight and see how it plays out.
Yeah, whoever wins a map, we have to play whichever way he wants.
Yeah. That's how we do it. NiKo going to be really quick to pick that one up with the EK.
That'd be an absolute nightmare. All right, the AWP battle between these two. We're all here and interested to see how this is going to go. And NiKo getting so aggressive. Oh, he had the right idea. I can't believe that just missed. He's gotten the follow-up, thank God, but that would have been a disaster.
We had the classic Kovac head tilt right there, didn't we?
Did he go all the way back? Eyes roll into the head.
I'm happy we got that. We have to get at least one of those every tournament.
I think his cousin does that as well. He's got the same head tilt.
It's amazing to watch. Deagle back in, and that was a 3-3 now. So all tied up for the UMP, and they are really quick to spot each other. It's almost like they made an unwritten agreement just to go and say hi on that side of the map. And now long range tapping does work out, and Rain will be winning the UMP fight this time. Not bad. Not
bad. He's maintaining the lead as much as possible. It's NiKo who's having to even things up, which has got to be frustrating to a certain degree. Small flashbang, a little bit of an annoyance. NiKo going to return with one and go to the other side of the map, but that's right into Rain's crosshairs. Exactly what he was looking for. And 5-3, Anders.
I'm not seeing any reactions out of Rain. He's a stone cold killer right now, isn't he? He's just got nothing invested into this right now. He's just focused on the job at hand. He's already got a 2-round lead, and he'll be picking up another one. Now 6-3. Oh, dear.
Well, now you're seeing it's not a reaction, but he's smirking.
Yeah?
Rain, he's like, haha, everyone thought NiKo would win.
Yeah, I've got him. Got him right where I want. Now in the middle.
Oh, dude, for style points, Rain should just make the horn sound. Just be like, you can know. Oh, great shot. That's a small gap.
I wonder if that would even be sort of a mind game where you say, well, surely he's not going to go in the middle in a round where he already has the ult. So you kind of... But I agree. If he had sounded the horn just for show, we would have loved that. Deagle's a back out, and he's absolutely gone, isn't he?
What a freak. That was a disgusting shot. With the nade as well. Like, you could have tagged him in the body and maybe cleaned him up with the nade. I was close to the perfect round.
Very passive start for NiKo. I think he just wants to see where he's at. Playing much more conservatively than he did in the beginning. 6-5, 2 rounds for Rain, 3 for NiKo to try and make it through. They get knocked out. That's rough all on its own.
No one likes getting knocked out. NiKo, they still have no idea where they are on the map. This has got to be like just like weird mind games, born of like months of aim mapping against each other. And there's the battle. There's the engagement. NiKo's got it. He's coming right back into this.
That was the slowest round yet, wasn't it?
It really was.
It's a long time looking for clues, trying to figure out where he could have been. And in the end, even though it looked like actually Rain had a bit of timing.
I didn't even know there was this passageway that NiKo just used to get all the way around to the edge. That's pretty sweet.
Maybe he's discovered something the rest haven't. Rain going to win that one, and that brings it closer. NiKo, you're right, he's fighting from behind, and still seeing some frustration.
I don't think he's been able to take the lead. I think he's been able to tie things up. He's been able to get close, but I'm not sure he's had a lead yet, which has got to be frustrating. And now just one round. He must have this with the AK-47. He's not going to get it. Rain going to take him out. Oh, you love that.
Oh, you see him flexing a little bit there.
Don't shake hands. Fight.
Yeah. No, a big hug just to sort it all out. I don't know. That was again, as close as it really can be. Means Rain is going to be playing against Electronic.
NBK.
And Oh, sorry, NBK, you're right.
Why are you doing NBK dirty like that?
I don't know. I was so in on the idea that Electronic was going to win that, but obviously...
I got your back, Nathan. Don't worry.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a headset on. He heard everything you just said.
Listen, it's fine. I'll make it up to him at some point. I'll find a way. Don't worry, Nathan. So, I mean, right now, I feel like still the thing that has the biggest determining outcome of any round is whether or not you find out where the opponent is early. Like, you have to sort of get a... If you're just walking around blind and you turn a corner and walk into somebody's crosshair, that's not going to be working out well.
No, that's a big piece of the puzzle. I mean, we've saw it a couple times, not just the information, but remember, you also get like the utility once in a while, whether it's a flashbang, whether it's an HE grenade. So, I mean, that's just a little bit of damage, especially if you have like the UMP, right? That nade can do so much work for you, so much help. Yeah,
really, really interesting. And seen the AWP only play like a couple of times in the middle, but people are having a hard time getting to it.
I don't even think it's worth the risk at this juncture. Right? Like, everyone's going to be good with these weapons. I guess the only time it would maybe make sense is if you just really did not want to use the UMP.
Yeah. That's the unreliable gun.
That's pretty much how I feel. I'd be like, get this out of my hands. Some cool shots, though, between these two. Teammates knocking each other out, or teammates Rain knocking NiKo out.
Yeah.
This was the matchup we wanted. I thought that was sweet. Rain actually pretty impressive overall, I think, on the same map.
I mean, we shouldn't be surprised, right? He's obviously a terrific player. I'm kind of impressed by how cool he was throughout. Just not showing really any emotion until the end.
He was doing the gum chewing, which has become all the rage here in the professional Counter-Strike circuit.
It's true, isn't it? And we found the connecting dot here. Yeah, I wonder if he can keep that up. He's going to be playing NBK, maybe. See, there's the hit tilt. That's what I'm talking about.
That's the one you wanted?
And that was the most we saw out of Rain.
Except for like the evil little smirk. Well, when he was up like 2 rounds, he did have a little bit of a smirk. I liked that.
Yeah, loving it towards the end. Wild card Nathan gonna be playing next against him, and then on the other side we've got dev1ce versus s1MPLE.
Yeah,
that's also out of control, obviously.
Nick and Hayden knocked out, Electronic knocked out, and Hunter's cousin also knocked out.
Hunter's cousin. I love that meme. It's one of the best memes.
Here is the semifinals we're going to have for you, as we just outlined it a little bit, but just so you can get a visual. dev1ce taking on s1MPLE. That's going to be a thing of beauty.
Best of 25.
Best of 25. It's never been seen before. NBK versus Rain, and the winner of those play in the best of 35 grand final. Yeah,
that's where it gets really personal, doesn't it? Because, I mean, you've got all the chance in the world for a comeback when you're playing, well, either 25 or 35, right? Or you could go on a horrific losing streak.
I mean, what happens if you're down by like 10 points, though? What if you just like look up and it's like 10-0, and you're just like, that seems like that's a tough to come back from.
Yeah, that could psychologically probably not going to be doing any favors.
Like, I think you can brush that off when you're like playing in a game, like in a match with your team, but when you're in a one-on-one and it's just all the focus is on you and you haven't gotten around and he's up by 10, that's when you're like, oh, this is not going well.
Yeah, I need backup, and there's only me, so... Yeah, you don't want to see. I mean, we'll have to see. Some of them followed each other really closely here when it was best of 15. So that was. It could be the same, that they just sort of nobody gets away with anything. Right. But I don't know. Some of these rounds where they walk really closely. I can imagine if you're playing a best of 35, mentally you also just sort of say, well, I've got so many rounds. Maybe I just.
So many rounds to play with. Why don't I go for a risk?
Yeah, I'm going to be a bit more aggressive. Like I'll run out and try and do that. So.
Well, and remember they've also all played the map once.
Yeah.
So kind of like the qualifying stage where we saw them after the intermission come back and like especially dev1ce just shot up the scoreboard. Like everyone kind of gave it a thought. They had like their 5-minute break, figured out a plan of attack, and you have to imagine the same thing's going to happen here with this like kind of shrunk and adapted map for the one-on-ones.
Yeah, I think that's possible, that we could see just a little bit more of that. And I'm trying to think of the weapons. I think the UMP probably is the one that we've seen the most sort of randomness with. Just I think because of all the other weapons, more or less, you do the one-shot headshot nearly.
And they're just the weapons that are used more often. Yeah. Yes, right.
So you get more of a margin for error on that one, I guess. You could recover even if you get dinked, but
you're a big fan of the going low. Get into the middle of the map where the op pedestal is, and you like the low grounds.
I do.
That's very that's very Darth Vader of you.
Yeah, I mean, didn't work out for him initially. It took him a while before he came back.
Yeah, it was a bit of a recovery that he had to have.
But then he was great.
I wouldn't say great, but yeah, he was better.
Definitely better, right? It just looks to me like you've got like some good cover down there, and you can pivot around that pillar in the middle where the AWP is. You can do a lot there.
Yeah.
I like the idea. But nobody's really been using him much outside of Nick, right? Nick was the champion of that.
No, but it was weird when I don't know if it's just because like the players didn't notice it, but like when we watched Simple and dev1ce play, I didn't see them use, like the reason I was kind of surprised is because we obviously haven't played the map either, but when we saw like NiKo and Rain using that like passageway to the far left to get out, we didn't see that in the first 2 games. Like I don't know if they just like never turned around and never saw it or something, but...
Yeah, that could be.
But now they know.
Now they definitely know.
Yeah, now they definitely know.
Well, we'll see if they can pick it up. We'll go to a break and then we'll come back with an interview, so stay with us and we'll be right back.
вот это мне понравилось вообще, потому что при том, что они вышли на монстр, и если вы не находите сразу фраг,
E aí, já viu. Dia 1 de outubro teremos Fúria vs G2 na DreamHack Masters Malmo às 7 horas da manhã. Esse jogo a gente não vai fazer. A não ser que aconteça um milagre. Smu e Nex garantem 2 abates aqui no fora. Tudo nas mãos de MHL e Sidney. Sidney, uspa 2, Juca. Foram uspados pelo Sidney. 2 HSzinhos, agora ele queima na Molotov. Tudo nas mãos do MHL, que é finalizado pelo turco. Chantares, 5-5, a partida está empatada. Ou empatada, Juca Deus?
Empatada.
Smu tá cravado no fora. O MHL tá numa posição bem passada. Por ali. E vai demorar até eles se encontrarem. O Chantar já abriu a contagem levando o Lehman, porém ele tomou bastante dano. Ficou com apenas 34 de vida. Molotov para o Secret. Cadê o jogo da minha fúria? Só depois que acabar esse daqui. Flashzinha na garagem. O Tabsi vai picar, picou antes do flash estourar. E o MHL garantiu a kill. O Vichantares na azul vai ser levado também. A equipe da EGO para de esperar, vai pra cima e consegue kills. O Tizen garante o trade. Vamos ver o Nex entrando aqui na garagem. Não spotou ninguém. MHL pode ser pego de costas. Deletado. Tizen tá com 1 de vida. Nossa, achei que ia rolar o
Welcome back to the OMEN Challenge 2019, where I have the absolute pleasure of being joined by Nick down on the floor. That was such a close series. We just saw you in the quarterfinal against dev1ce. You literally 1 round away. You must be proud of your performance.
I mean, I feel a little bit disappointed actually. I mean, the last round was so close. It was, I don't know if you guys saw it in stream, but it was so close to shot. So.
But you must be happy. He's literally the second best player in the world. You got to play against him and you nearly took him down. You must be proud of your run here.
I mean, I feel like I lost mostly because I was really nervous. Like my hands were shaking a lot, and yeah, it just I felt like it wasn't that hard actually, but it's just.
Well, hopefully, I've just seen a dev1ce walking on. You said it wasn't that hard, but hopefully you may be able to 1v1 him again later. But we're going to take a look at a particular clip. It was 5-5 at this point, and you managed to take the 6th round with a beautiful little AWP no-scope. So we're just going to take a look at it. Do you want to guide me through what's happening here?
Yeah, so I knew all the time what he was doing, so I just followed him, and yeah, that's about it. And I no-scoped him, so yeah.
I mean, it looked pretty amazing there, and that was when you took the advantage to 6-5. Now, I know that I asked you before we came live, who do you think is going to be taking the crown at the OMEN Challenge?
I really want dev1ce to win, but...
He just beat you?
Yeah.
Is there's no resentment there?
That's because... but I'm really forward looking on what Simple gonna do. I think he's the favorite here right now, so...
Well, thank you very much for that, and commiserations again, but congratulations for putting on such a stellar performance against dev1ce. Thank you so much. We're going to throw it down to the casters ahead of our first semi-final.
Well, thank you so much, Freya. We're ready here with the semi-final, the first of them at the HP OMEN Challenge. It's about to get wild, isn't it?
I liked that Freya is so committed to like the alternate reality, like the virtual reality, where she said down to the casters because she was on top of a building.
Yeah, I mean, she might not even know the difference anymore.
She's a professional.
She's been fully immersed into it. I like that idea.
She's been plugged in the Matrix way too long, so now it's all a roll of the dice. Yeah, the semifinals now, best of 25s. Now we get into the 1 marathon matches. Now we get also, remember, there's going to be a 3rd, 4th place runoff match. Only the top 3 get money. So I mean, you really want to get to that point.
Yeah, it's getting real important. Best of 25. I have no idea how this is going to play out. I just don't know. I think if they follow each other all the way through, then obviously there's a level of excitement in that, but I could imagine somebody going on a pretty big streak here. And it's dev1ce versus Simple. It's madness.
And before this all began, you picked Simple to win this event. I picked dev1ce. So everything's gone according to plan. dev1ce versus Simple first, and then NBK taking on Rain in the other semifinal. Best of 25. If you guys missed the quarterfinals, we've switched up the way the weaponry works. In the qualifying stage, it was just fully random. Here it cycles through the same 5 weapons: Deagle, UMP, M4, AK, and AWP, and it'll just repeat that process every 5 rounds. It just starts right back.
I'm very curious about this. Obviously, both these players are capable of using every single weapon. There isn't like one of them here that's like, oh, it's not so good with the AWP or anything. No, it's gonna be crazy.
It does feel like these two are like 2 of the most versatile. Like not only the best, but the most versatile we have in the entirety of professional Counter-Strike. dev1ce is on the gum now as well.
It's really become a popular thing. Twist just making that work all the way through. I'm excited. Who do you think is going to be more emotional? Because dev1ce is showing a fair bit of emotion playing against Nick, and Simple, I don't know, he's just laughing most of the time.
I think dev1ce is going to be way more comfortable with this matchup.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be nervous in this one. Not because it's not like he's like brushing off Simple in any way, but obviously there is a little bit more pressure when you're going up against the amateur players and you're actually taking a lot of losses. And there was actually 2 rounds. Nick had 2 rounds to end dev1ce.
Yeah. No, you could be right, because you know, if you lose the Simple, maybe you think, oh, you know, all right, people will forgive that.
Yeah.
But we'll find out. Headsets are getting on slowly, and yeah, I just don't know. I wonder if anyone is gonna be using that middle portion of the map, or if we're gonna see more of the. Because when Rain and NiKo was playing here, they were both sort of trying to sneak on the outside, right? They were trying to use that way more. And you know, maybe that makes sense.
Well, we mentioned it before we went to the break, is that when we saw these two play in their first quarterfinal, they weren't using those side exits. I don't even know if they knew they were there.
Yeah.
Like, obviously the first time that they'd played the map. So, I mean, maybe now that's something they've discovered, and they you know, might be able to incorporate that into their gameplay, into their semifinals.
Into the mix, peaking, you know, now would be a good time to do it. You really step it up. Of course, on the other side of the bracket, it's going to be Rain versus NBK in the other semifinal. So, so that could be wild.
I like that one. I like that. I think that's going to be a very cool semifinal.
I don't even know what to expect from that one. Maybe NBK is sort of the dark horse in this one. Maybe he is going to be the guy to surprise us all.
He's been quiet this whole time. Oh, it's transformed. We're here. We're on top of the building.
I really enjoy this. I'm not going to get bored of watching this for a while. dev1ce versus s1MPLE. Deagle, and it's a best of 25. So get the show on the road here. They spotted each other quickly. Of course, both very capable of s1MPLE.
Ooh, I love this. I love how aggressive he's gone to go get this AWP, and he can just stand at range. He knows as well dev1ce is going to have some distance with the Deagle as well. He's missing the information, just barely, though.
He's actually gone away from it again. He said, you know what? Oh! Shut down. And
oh, dear. Yeah, the dev1ce just nodding his head like, yeah, baby, that's happening all day long.
That's a great way to get started. s1MPLE doubting himself on the AWP. Pulls out the Deagle and gets punished for it. That's dev1ce also stopping the spray there. Readjusting, very risky.
I think it's exactly how you described it earlier. Like, you lose control of the UMP, you don't get the kill in like the first 10 bullets, and then you're just like, oh god, this is not going to go well. s1MPLE yet to get on the board. The magic number in this best of 25 is 13 to win.
Yes, it is. M4 now up on the high ground. But s1MPLE is lurking around over on the other side. No one's seen each other yet. I would say, think about how exposed he is. Has he lost his mind, dev1ce? He should be dead, and he will be. I don't know if people want to repeat that. It's bold.
He deserved it. And even s1MPLE just looked over at him and smiled, and dev1ce like, yeah, I know, that wasn't the smartest play.
Trying to show him how confident he is at this point, and saying, you know what?
Yeah,
why don't you come get me?
It is a bit of a flex, isn't it? s1MPLE once again searching. And dev1ce keeping the range between them with that AK. s1MPLE's giving up his... Oh, that's a great long-range spray. That's no issues whatsoever.
That's not easy to do.
No, it's really not. Well, it probably is for him.
Possibly for him, yes. Flashbang, we've seen that work a little bit early on. Now AWP. dev1ce has almost got the right idea, but I'm not so sure. Looks like the angle is with him. s1MPLE, that could have been the finishing shot, but instead, he gives away his position. Oh, God. I can't believe no one's died yet.
I know, it's been so close, these first two shots. And s1MPLE now just going to jump for the intel. He sees the shoulder peek, now into a new position. And look how aggressive he's being. This is the s1MPLE you want to see, and the flick doesn't connect. dev1ce stands tall and maintains the lead.
I'm surprised s1MPLE could even see him at the corner of the screen there. So, pretty quick. Back to the Deagles. HE just to cause a distraction. And again, kind of a long-range fight here. No instant headshots. Chipping away. And one bullet, more or less, on dev1ce here could actually finish it.
dev1ce is trying to be sneaky. He's trying to win this one with positioning. Every time s1MPLE has spotted him, he's gone to a new angle. He doesn't re-peek into the same one. Might be setting it up, and that's why. That's why he was switching the angle. s1MPLE prepared for the re-peek. Immediate headshot. 3-3.
Does not want that Zeus. All right, we've got at least one s1MPLE fan hype. He's done all the damage now to dev1ce. UMP off to a good start. Oh, but trying to jiggle peek it. So I feel like s1MPLE's being the bold one right now. I think dev1ce is being I don't know if he's scared, but he's playing a more defensive game at the moment. How do you feel about that? He's your guy. Is it a sign of weakness?
It's not a sign of weakness, but I would like to see him break out of that and be aggressive himself. Take the fight to s1MPLE, because s1MPLE is gaining a lot of territory. He's getting a lot of control in the positioning. You have to battle against that at some point. But again, dev1ce just willing to sit back and play a more patient style, and at least until he gets information. That'll be the interesting thing, is what does he do when he knows where s1MPLE is? How does he react to this scenario? Oh, this is awkward. They both just changed positions entirely, and actually they mirrored each other on the other side of the map. They've spotted each other, big fight for s1MPLE, and he somehow just stopped and didn't care that he was in the open.
No, that's what I'm reading right now. It's just, it feels like s1MPLE is just being more aggressive and more confident at the moment, and I don't know, that could be a big difference later on. Look at that, finding dev1ce. Is he hiding, Jason?
He is.
Sometimes you get scared.
It's not great. Not scared, but it's definitely lack of confidence in some way.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. I was actually trying to listen to what they were saying.
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out too, but
I thought they said, "Where is Freiburg?"
that we should have him in a match as well. Bring Smooya next time too. That could be interesting.
Smooya, Freiburg, get Doja in here. Bring all the classics back.
Absolutely get Doja as well. That might be the top priority. This is simple now with a 3-round lead.
Do you think we could make Doja in the mixed reality? We could just have him here the whole time.
It's not impossible that can actually be accomplished. Technology can do a lot these days.
Science is going way too far.
dev1ce now, look, he is being aggressive. Peeking up. Oh, this is... If you're simple in this fight, you still somehow win it, but you had no cover.
Listen, you might be onto something with dev1ce. He's starting to shake his head and get that smile again that we saw in the quarterfinals, where it was like the smile because you just kind of want to cry inside. s1mple is grabbing this match entirely in his own hands, and now he's got the op again. Well, actually, it was dev1ce who had it the first time. I think s1mple was the one who ended him.
He snuck up behind him. This is great. Remember, dev1ce got no-scoped by Nick at some point, and that was sort of a similar scenario now. They're quite far apart, so doesn't look likely, but...
No, but there's no way you can read this positioning from s1mple. Like, you just have no idea if you're dev1ce. You heard him get the AWP, and you assumed he just dropped off the other side. And dev1ce even rolling his chair back. He's done. He wants out.
Yeah, he's
throwing in the towel.
Yeah. You can't do that, can you?
He can't?
Coach Sonic is far away. Not there to throw it in. s1mple winning that fight as well, 9-3. This is the alpha s1mple, isn't it? He's here to dominate this.
Yeah, now it's real uneasy. You'd love a timeout if you're dev1ce. s1mple, here's the shots, now knows the position. Look at how narrow these angles are that he's taking. Gets the dink and then just commits to the fight. And he's making, what, one of the best players in the world look silly. He's
fully embraced this OMEN arena feel, isn't he? He is the gladiator now. He's just ready to crush more people. Ooh, that's finally a stand being taken.
A little bit of life left in dev1ce.
Trying to fight his way back. It would be great if s1mple, you know, sort of asked the audience for the thumbs up or down at the end, you know? Just
oh, yeah, that would be sick.
Just finish him.
Like, make it a real gladiator experience.
Exactly.
All right, well, I mean, if you're going to do something like that, though, ooh, good shot from dev1ce. s1mple looking the other direction. We mentioned this. There's going to be some runs of momentum, so dev1ce can still pull back into this one. But he doesn't have a whole lot of mistakes left to make. Remember, it's, what, 13 to win this map and move on to the grand finals. So 3 rounds left for s1mple, and he eliminates dev1ce.
And look at some of these eliminations are the rounds where he's actually being a little bit more aggressive. I think he got spotted and s1mple is so quick. I think he saw the gun barrel there, so that gave away the game.
Oh, this is so nasty. dev1ce might want to start, you know, going into use the utility. He's used it very early. It's dev1ce who's blinded up just a tad bit. s1mple at a new angle, and dev1ce looking the entire wrong direction. He thought s1mple was off to his right, and that is the look of a man who is resigned to his fate.
He's realized this guy's out of control, which, you know, we may have known already. He does have a reputation for it, but at the moment...
What a little dirty play that s1mple does. Just drops the nade and backs up into his spawn point, just waits to see if he's going to get any intel.
He's already figured it out, hasn't he? He's gone to the next level in the OMEN arena, which in itself is, I don't know, these guys are really competitive, so I guess any little edge that you can get. He's looking for the headshot here, out in the open and taking the fight and dropping dev1ce 13-5, and that was a statement from s1mple, wasn't it?
That was quick.
How do you feel, Jason, your man getting knocked out?
I'm fine. I liked what he brought, and he left it all on the court, you know? He left it all in the OMEN arena. You can't be unhappy with that one. He had a lot of energy, put a lot of heart and soul into the game.
You're really selling it here.
There's a lot of platitudes that I'm trying to run through in my brain just to...
Ever thought of writing those real estate articles that sort of make all properties seem great? That sounds like you
right
could
up my alley?
Yeah, have a future right there.
I could do that.
Yeah, I mean, that was... that must have been scary for anybody on the other side of the bracket.
Yeah, Devin faded away.
Yeah.
And The Undertaker showed up.
The Undertaker showed up. Now, that means NBK and Rain were both watching the game thinking, you know what, that looks
You know what, I don't want to win this semifinal.
Yeah. I'm not into that at all.
I don't want to experience 35 potential rounds of that.
Pretty good. There's been a discussion for a while because, you know, it used to be that we would never, ever have a bad game out of s1mple, and there have been some. Obviously now there are changes, you know, all around Na'Vi, but still, you wonder if you know, you forget how good he can be. When you see him like this, you think, oh.
Yeah, but it's one of the cool things about s1mple as a player is that every time you forget and start to doubt, like he just reminds you very quickly.
Yeah, it's true. Not for long, is it? Even when he's not playing, when he's just streaming at home, you still get like a little taste of it, don't you?
That's when all the really wild stuff comes out. Is like when he's the freedom of playing in like an FPL and not in some kind of a system. Oh dear.
Enjoying himself, head shakes.
Don't show dev1ce on camera anymore. This is hard to watch.
No, show it. now that my guy won, I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
We should get Zonic to call in.
That would be good. Yeah, call him up and say.
You got any words for your boy, Deva, who just
Can he come back to the team even, or is he?
Yeah, is he allowed back?
Is he potentially benched for a while? We just don't know.
He's got to reassess. Get the psychologist in here.
Yeah, that's what they should have done, right? Well, that was a best of 35. Oh, sorry, best of
25.
It was 25. Yeah, grand finals 35. So that was quicker than I think we would have expected. It looked like they were keeping up at the beginning, and then s1mple just said, you know what?
It was very early that s1mple just took control and just ran away from it. Yeah, that was crazy to watch. Either way, NBK versus Rain now, and I mean both of these guys, I think. I don't know if surprise is the right word, but impressive. Like they didn't surprise us in the fact that they look good, but I mean NBK, especially some of the flicks he had, for me at least.
Yeah, he was on point with that.
Rain talking out NiKo as well. That'd be what? That's like you'd have to call that an upset of some kind, right?
A little bit of an upset, I would agree. But also just it was the way that Rain was looking. I think he was just so focused. That scares me. So I might have picked NBK before I saw that, but now I'm doubting it.
Well, I have good news. We've got Freya down on the floor with the coaches to see what they're thinking of the quarterfinal and semifinals so far.
Thank you very much, guys. Yes, ahead of our second semi-final, I've got our two amateurs down here with their respective coaches. Now, Hayden, I'm going to start off with you. We were just saying a baptism by fire going up against s1mple for your first quarterfinal. Can you talk to me a little bit about what that was like?
It was hard because, like everyone knows, he's one of the best players in the world, and he absolutely dominated me. And but yeah, it was super exciting, super fun, and I didn't really expect to win coming into the game, to be honest. But I wanted to give him a good match, but he kind of had me in the corner the entire time. So.
I mean, you did get 2 rounds there. So did you learn anything particularly from facing him? Was it just a good experience overall?
It was a good experience overall, yeah. I learned quickly that he liked to go to the left side of the map when he spawned and just kind of look for info. So I kind of had to get to him, go to him to face him. So, but yeah, it was super hard, but fun.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like an incredible matchup. Juliano, I know you were saying you were like a proud mum over Hayden earlier. Are you still feeling that same pride for him?
I said I do not want to be the proud mom. But yeah, I think he did really good.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, is there are you going to be looking in the future for teaming up with people? As this experience, do you think, has broadened your horizons?
Yeah, maybe. It was super fun, and competing at a tournament is new for me, but I had a lot of fun, so yeah, maybe.
Well, you definitely showed up to the competition. Now, Nick, I know we spoke a little bit earlier, and you said you were disappointed about not being able to take down dev1ce. I mean, you must be pretty proud of the performance still.
I mean, yeah, it was great, but I think I'm gonna remember the last shot for a long time, so...
I mean, I saw you speaking to s1mple earlier. You were asking him for a 1v1 afterwards. Are you going to be going ahead with that?
Yeah, if s1mple wants to, I'm gonna do it, so...
Well, I really hope we get to see that. Yeah. Pasha, you are the coach for Nick. You must be incredibly proud of him, nearly being able to take down dev1ce.
I'm really happy, like 7 rounds versus this guy. It's a pretty nice score, so...
He could be a future major winner, I think, here. I mean, the crowd up here have been absolutely fantastic. You've been really hyping them up. I'm going to come to you and ask you, who do you think is going to be winning? This grand final?
In the grand final, s1mple is pretty good, we see. So probably yes.
Only pretty good. Do you think you could take him down?
Pretty super good.
Well, thank you very much. We're going to be heading into our semi-final very shortly. Let's throw it back up to the casters.
You got to admire that. He's ready to take another shot at the champ. He's ready to get right back into it.
He's had just a taste, hasn't he? And now he's hungry for a lot more. I appreciate that.
That's the beauty of Counter-Strike. Even in a loss, you're just like, I have to do it again.
You
always feel like you were so close to winning.
Yeah, that's good. That's what keeps you going. And he's not wrong. I mean, he played really well. So I can't really blame him.
Well, look at these guys. I mean, this is 24 kills for NBK in the tournament so far, 22 for Rain, pretty even in that. This is just such a cool. This feels like at some point both of these guys were probably considered, you know, obviously NBK coming in as a wild card, a little bit of the underdogs in certain parts of this event.
That's what it felt like in the beginning, but now I'm not so sure. He did show us a lot of really freaky things going into the group stage here, so I'm not 100% clear on that.
He looks angry in this picture as well. He looks like the kind of guy who's going to make it into a grand final.
He does. French assassin coming into the quarterfinals, the semifinals now. I like it.
NBK, the professional.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That should be his new nickname, shouldn't it? Honestly, I don't know. Rain looked a lot more focused, but looked like NBK was playing a more creative game.
I wonder if we're gonna get that same Rain. Like, I think part of that might also be the fact that like Rain against NiKo, like your teammate, that's a bit of a grudge match, you know, and you're obviously gonna be pretty focused for that one. Is it gonna be the same thing against NBK?
I mean, I have to. So I just think that might just be his style. Maybe there could be some back and forth between them. Maybe there's less love and maybe more room for some showmanship.
Okay,
that'd be interesting.
That would be great. Who are you going to back? Anyone? Actually, I don't care about your opinion.
Go on, tell me.
Crowd is. I'm sorry, I haven't figured out a name for the crowd. They're just crowd. Is NBK going to win? He's shouting at everything. Is Rain going to win? All right, no?
He's not even that.
No, not that one.
NBK's got more fans right now, as far as I can tell.
Okay.
Tempting to go with that. I like that focus on Rain. I'm gonna stick with my Norwegian buddy here.
What would you think Rain's nickname would be? Actually, I think we've already given Rain a nickname. We now have Nathan the Professional, and Rain is the Architect.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I don't mind that at all. Here we go. deagle to start off with, and again, a best of 25. Using the stairs, just trying to limit his exposure. No headshots, but, you know, chipping him away. And Rain had that little pillar to stand behind. There's not enough space, is there?
No, especially when a nade is flying behind you as well. That makes it really awkward to try and re-peek into. So fair play from NBK, the natural-born killer. We'll see how he handles this with the UMP. And again, aggressive, like so much confidence coming out from NBK. Maybe not warranted with the loss of control of the UMP, but you like the ambition.
I like the running into the middle again. I feel like I've been missing that. That's what I've been looking for. M4's now. Rain not exactly standing still either. I really do feel like being the one to take at least some initiative is really going to help out. I think just waiting around, that's not the key, is it? Just get a little bit of aggression in. NBK going to win that fight. When you're going down the stairs like Rain was, that's not good, is it? Getting caught on those stairs,
it's not
down.
Great. Well, also, I mean, while you're talking about Rain being aggressive and mobile, NBK was like, he was mobile as well, but he actually sunk back into the map. He stayed far away until he found a fight that he wanted to commit to. So that was pretty cool. NBK as well with the AK-47. Spots Rain at a distance, and A falls as he's spraying. So Rain has another lease on life. And, I mean, yeah, only 11 HP, but that AK-47, the instant headshot is a possibility.
Legs showing, and NBK will take full advantage. And now leading with 3. That's not bad.
No, not bad at all. He's coming in hot. AWP now, and again, sink back, hold the angle. There's no chance he's aware that Rain is this aggressive. Oh, right around the obelisk. That's a near headshot. And Rain going to continue peeking once the intel, and I can't believe he's staying here. And now, oh my god, he's being so bold that he's going to get dropped for it.
I feel like he had all the cool moves in that round, Rain, and then he just got smacked down at the end.
He used all of his energy on the movement, on the mobility, on jumping, and he didn't save anything for the shot itself.
No, it was like a cool show, wasn't it? But this doesn't matter. Again, chipping away with the deagles here, and Rain very low on health right now. Nathan, sending a message over there. You know what? I'm having so much fun with this. I am not even a little bit worried.
When does Rain grab the AWP? Like, you're right there. It almost feels like you might as well. There we go. 14 health. He needs one clean shot, and Nathan knows what he's up against.
Yeah, gonna try and take the high ground. Still has the AWP out. It's also dangerous. Missing a shot, and you're going to be going down 5-1. NBK. I wonder who Simple wants to play. He's looking at NBK. Is that the threat then? Is that who he says? You know,
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think Simple cares who he plays.
No.
No, he's just looking at it and he's like, God, I can't wait to have $30,000 extra dollars.
Let me play them both.
2-on-1 maybe.
Double
or nothing.
It would be, that would make you the ultimate badass, wouldn't it, if you did that and still won and just like, yeah, you know, come at me. Back to M4s here. And similar kind of fight here at the stairs, 7-1. Rain is not keeping up at all. He let that victory against NiKo just go way to his head, didn't he?
Here's the thing, and this is going a little bit deep, and this is not backed up by any kind of science whatsoever, but when you start out an A map like being aggressive and then it's not working and you just get destroyed, like is happening again from NBK, that's a beautiful headshot, you start to get like frustrated, and that's when you start wanting to get aggressive again, and like going and taking and finding a fight very, very quickly. So Rain is on a bit of a, what you would call a downward spiral in every sense of the word.
Yeah, down. He's pulled a parachute caught and nothing's happened, you know. He's
not a great feeling, I would imagine.
I mean, we probably don't have a lot of data on that. Not many people are going to report back and explain exactly how that works, but ooh, he wins that fight.
All right, he's on the board. He's back.
It wasn't a confident win, was it?
No, but like it doesn't matter. Once, you know, the first one's the hardest. We'll see what he can do from here. On to the UMP.
He's still being fairly aggressive about it, so not letting it show in his game style right now that he's in a little bit of trouble. Instant headshot, but he still wins the fight.
It's risky. I mean, like, he's being so aggressive, and especially up top, you're so exposed. And, like, if you just look in the wrong direction, as you saw there, NBK had the jump on him, had the initial headshot, couldn't clean up the kill. 9-3. NBK 4 rounds away from the grand finals.
Yeah, you're right. It's happened pretty quickly as well. Taking a fight. Jiggle peeking back into it, but not making it work. Rain still takes him down. I'm gonna say as well, there's a huge missed opportunity right here for Simple to do bunny ears on NBK down there with the camera at that angle. He could make that work.
You're only saying that because he's not wearing headphones and you want him to do it.
That's not far off. I don't know if bunny ears are a thing in Ukraine. Maybe they're not.
That was my follow-up. I don't know if maybe that's... Yeah.
We'll have to teach him at some point. 9-5. It's
oh, that's a fast flick. Accuracy's not there, but it looked cool. NBK, new position for him. Didn't like being caught off guard, and he's actually gone to the flank of Rain. This is actually such a dangerous position for Rain.
It feels like it. I mean, no noise can be made, really.
I can't believe he was actually on the high ground. I think the high ground at this point is like the worst thing in the world because you have no idea where your opponent is. Rain spotted him out. He's wrapped all the way around the map. And what, this is 4 rounds straight now for Rain?
They were lost in the wilderness for a while there, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. He's made a bit of a comeback. Ooh, that tagged him through the pillar and down to 60 health. And now they're both weirdly dancing around the middle of the map here. Nobody finding each other. Timing for both players right now is almost unbelievable. It's going to be a bit of a fight there. He needs the headshot and he won't get it. NBK now at 10.
You gotta be so pleased that you just stopped that streak. Still with a sizable lead as well. Still with a comfortable lead. 4 rounds. NBK just needs 3 to move on. Rain, this time playing it passively. You mentioned a couple times. He's been aggressive this whole time, and that's a good amount of damage onto Rain. The UMP at that distance, not great, but he only needs to land a couple more. 20 HP in the HE. It's going to be off the mark. He's trying to estimate where Rain was going to go next.
If he'd guessed that, though, it would make him look like a genius, so I appreciate it anyway. Now, the only thing that could really, I think, mess this up for NBK is if he forgets to check a corner, if he walks in and gets shot in the back. And
he's making a lot of noise. Yeah, that's, I mean, you had it, but Rain just continuing to press and get close, and NBK making all that noise. Rain knew exactly what was coming.
That could be a pivotal round. That was almost a free one there. And he didn't close it out. 10-7 now. And the gap is really shrinking here. If Rain goes on a little bit of a streak once again, they're going to be almost tied up.
Well, again, Rain just being the silent assassin here, moving over. He spots the head, immediate dink, and the follow-up. NBK is getting really punished for this passive play now. Like finally, Rain seems to have figured out the counter to it. He's being aggressive the way he's always been, but he's doing it quietly. He's walking when he gets to a certain point instead of just kind of running and staying in the top half of the map.
NBK knows exactly where he is. Now it's a straight-up fight. That's some good control. And will instantly get the headshot. He is so close now to face off against Simple.
So close, he can taste it.
Yeah, I think he can, and I think you're absolutely right. The aggression, the confidence, you know, not being bullied by the Norwegian. Oh, takes that shot and it looked like a railgun shot, didn't it?
I was going to say, did I lose my mind? Did lightning come out of the AWP? Has that been happening every time and we just didn't notice?
No, but it happened this time. And
I liked it. Let's have it every time.
give it the theme of the map. The railgun, you know, is perfectly adequate, isn't it? Oh, now this is awkward. NBK, very little coverage here, and he's going to get shot in the face. Rain, I think, had the advantage both positionally and I guess...
I don't know, because you can't exactly take a step back when you're on that ledge, can you?
No,
it's
true.
left or right only.
Yeah, that's a good point. Dangerous.
Still, Rain needs to win 4 in a row.
Oh, that's an ugly fight.
It's a really ugly fight, but they've come out equal. 37 HP, 34 for Rain. And NBK still working around the obelisk. He knows he's right up top, and he's got it. NBK comes in as the wild card and marches straight into the grand finals.
I can't believe the final round was decided by just running into the middle and fighting each other just straight up. That's something.
There's nothing more fitting than that. So, simple NBK in the grand final. Before that, we are going to have that 3rd, 4th place runoff match. And that'll be what? Rain versus dev1ce.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm going to have to see. Both those players look like they weren't really themselves in the semifinals. So
yeah.
Be interested to see how they can. Now there's money on the line for it. 7,500, I think. So you don't want to throw this away.
Yeah, this 3rd, 4th place runoff is, yeah, you win 7,500 or you win nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty similar as well with the grand final. I mean, the crazy thing about that is 1st place gets 30K, 2nd place gets 12.5. So like, what a drop off that is.
That is a huge. I like that.
There's a lot of things you can do with 17.5 thousand.
Yeah. There's you've got anything immediately listed top of your head? Maybe parachute jumping, hopefully with a parachute.
Gotta pay extra for that one. What?
Unlike what Rain was trying to do. Or,
yeah. Yeah, I do have ideas, but nothing I need to share, I feel.
All right, keep it a secret. That's fine. Yeah, I've got to say, both Rain and dev1ce, that could be a weird 3rd place there.
Especially because dev1ce seems rattled. He seems shaken.
Yeah.
If I'm dev1ce, I'm going out right now and I'm making a call to Zonic. I'm getting some. I'm telling him I need like the Mighty Duck speech.
Yeah. Bring it back.
Right.
I need this support. Maybe call some of the other guys. Have them in a shared Skype call, you know. Try and
Okay, the rest of the team?
Yeah, get the emotional support in there.
Like, Zip, give me your top 3 tips for playing a one-on-one.
Just keep cool and block out all emotions.
Either way, this has been spectacular. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why, but coming into this, I wasn't entirely sure if NBK would be able to make this deep of a run.
Yeah, I think I was underestimating him as well, for sure.
I like being proven wrong in this way.
It's great. I really feel like what we're seeing so far is confidence is key to some extent. Like you have to. It's not, I think, that you necessarily win because of the map control, but it just feels like if you're the guy who's always backing up and hiding a little bit, like the map does obviously shrink for you more than it does for the guy being aggressive. That has to be true, but I think it just works in your favor. Like so far, what we've seen, s1mple did it, and obviously NBK did it just here.
Yeah, I mean it's also like that timed aggression, right? Because we saw a couple times NBK and s1mple both, like especially with the ops, like shrinking back into the map and just holding an angle for like the first 10 seconds, seeing where they're going to jump to, trying to like eliminate portions of the map. But yeah, we've finally done it after all the qualifying stage, after the quarterfinals, the semifinals. We're at the pointy end of the stick.
Best of 15 for the 3rd place started best of 35
for the grand finals.
For the grand finals, so that should leave a lot of space for potential comebacks.
Yeah, there's a lot of Counter-Strike coming, which is great.
We love it. And
you've got to be happy. Your boy's still in contention.
I am feeling good about that. I feel like it was a safe pick, but at the same time, you know, but there's still a chance they could get off the rails. Maybe
with the way NBK's playing, there's no safe picks anymore, Anders.
He's really been unleashed, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Which is also interesting.
The Kingmaker. What would his entrance be coming out of the ground? Because this is where you need them in the 1v1s. This is where like the entrance is like a display of dominance. It's like the nature documentaries, like Planet Earth. Like this is the sign that you don't want to mess with this animal. Maybe we could have him. Also in sort of like you know those like what is it called like the ice with the fog. What am I? The dry ice. The dry ice. So maybe like dry ice, and then with no clothes on, like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Terminator. Do you think that could become a theme? On that note, we have an interview ready with Freya, and please save me.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Yes, I am joined down here with dev1ce and Rain. Unfortunately, the losers from that matchup, but it's not over yet because we will be having our third and fourth place matchup. But I want to talk about your series against s1MPLE. Looked pretty hard fought there.
Oh yeah, I actually had a pretty good start, but I just got raked. He was really good and not much more to say.
I know we were chatting just before we went live and you said you think he's the contender to be taking the crown here. Why do you think that is?
s1MPLE is a really good one-on-one player, so yeah, of course, in my opinion, he was the favorite going into this tournament, and I think he will win also.
Now, Rain, you were facing NBK in that last series. It was pretty close. You managed to kind of claw back into it, but NBK, he managed to take it. What was going on in that series?
I don't know. I think he just outplayed me, and he hit the shots way better than I did, so not much to say.
Do you think he is a contender to take down s1MPLE in our grand final?
I think s1MPLE is going to win just because it's s1MPLE, so yeah.
Now, I want to chat to you a little bit more, dev1ce, because you actually faced Nick earlier in your quarterfinal. He was looking pretty strong. What was it like playing against an amateur?
Yeah, I mean, like, when you die a few times, you maybe get a little bit nervous because you're like, you saw what happened to Kadian when he lost to Giuliano. Like, it's years ago, so everyone remembers that. I'm just happy I won. He was really good. I think he will find a good team.
Well, our next matchup is going to be you two going head-to-head. I want to talk to you a little bit about that dev1ce. How have you been preparing to come up against Rain?
We're going for the knife kills, more dollars.
Well, definitely. I mean, that's the idea, right? What about you, Rain? Are you confident coming up against dev1ce?
It's going to be 15 rounds of knifing, just so you know.
I am incredibly excited to see that, and we'll be back with that after the short break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the OMEN Challenge 2019, where I have the absolute pleasure of being joined down in the arena by s1MPLE. Now, I want to talk about that matchup against dev1ce. You looked so good there. Can you explain exactly what went down?
Oh, it was a tough game. Everything depends on the beginning. So yeah, just feels nice to win against dev1ce, because not because like individual, but you understand this kind of level of players that you respect all the time, and yeah, I'm glad that I won him, but the most important is the final.
Exactly, and we'll be getting onto that very shortly, but I want to talk about this particular round. Yeah, you can use that one if you want. But I want to talk about this round because this is a pretty important round for you. It's a 2-2 at the scoreline is, and this is the AWPing round. Do you want to walk us through exactly what happened here?
So after I saw him, I shoot, and I try to climb on stairs to change my position after this shot, because he could easily go on the left side. And after I understand that he's not left, I just jump to spot him. And after I jump at the end, I spot him. Like, I tried him to understand that maybe I drop down, but I missed the shot here, and he easily punished me for this.
Well, exactly. Thank you very much for breaking that down for us at s1MPLE. I want to talk about the grand final. You're going to be coming up against NBK. How are you feeling about facing him?
He's a strong opponent. I just want to do revenge because he beat Electronic. I was sad when Electronic lost. So yeah, just normal game. I mean, it's gonna be a fun game, and I'm glad that there's more rounds, so there's more opportunities for me and him to play more rounds and show ourselves.
Well, thank you very much for that, s1MPLE. It's great to get to hear from you down on the show floor. We're going to head up to the cast to see what they made of that one.
Revenge for fallen Electronic. That is a good way to get into the grand final, isn't it? You have to appreciate that.
Well, you like to hear it, unless you're NBK. You know, he's got a reason to play now.
He does. And
yeah, he's motivated.
He was already looking great, so just that thought alone must be slightly worrying.
Absolutely. Yeah. But, I mean, before we get to that, we have the third, fourth place runoff match.
Yes.
So, I mean, there's a lot on the line there. I mean, we mentioned it a couple times. That's for, like, you either get money or you get no money, depending on if you win or lose this. It's like a $7,500
difference
duel.
You're right, and I mean, surely at this stage you must feel like, man, I've put in a fair bit of work to get here, and now I might end up getting nearly nothing, right? And actually, if your dev1ce, didn't you already have like $1,000 from the bonuses earlier?
Something like that, yeah.
So he could be like at 8,000 plus, I think, and that would be interesting. So
again, that'd be a really nice little quick stop in London for him. I'd be very pleased with that if I was him. So yeah, the grand final going to be s1MPLE versus s1MPLE versus NBK. Sorry, I don't know. I just started laughing because I've lost my mind. And then Rain versus dev1ce for the third, fourth place runoff match.
Yeah, I mean, you might lose your mind during that as well, because I really don't know what to expect. I'm going to pick s1MPLE still as a favorite going to the grand finals, but this one, I'm not sure. I thought they both looked shaky. I thought they both looked like they weren't really 100% themselves.
Well, especially dev1ce. From when we got to the point of this top 8 of like the actual one-on-one bracket, he started out really shaky against Nick, against one of the amateurs that we brought in. Almost lost that. Actually, Nick had 2 map points to try and knock him out, like right then and there in the quarterfinals, which would have been absolutely wild. But yeah, he's looked a little nervous. s1MPLE just walked all over him as well. That was no contest.
Yeah. He felt good about that, I think, trying to be respectful about it, but he did really shut him down.
And then, I mean, Rain's march here was pretty cool as well. The underdog in a matchup against his teammate of NiKo, and then obviously losing to NBK in the follow-up, but I mean, a good quarterfinal showing. He looked great in that.
Yeah, he really did, but I don't know. I want to see a return of dev1ce. I want to see more aggression out of him, and I don't know about Rain. I do feel like he was slightly stronger. He did look like he was a bit more confident, so...
So you're going to go with Rain? We're getting into the map. You might as well get it out now, quickly.
No, I don't think dev1ce is going to be back. I think this is his time. I don't think he's going to leave with it. Nearly nothing. That's a straight headshot to begin the action.
Yeah, that's about as good a start as you can get, and that's got to make you happy. Just as you're saying, he's going to be back. A nice little 1-deke to introduce Rain to the map. Best of 15, so looking for 8 to take the map and take the money. And these UMP battles, again, Rain taking a lot of early damage. Oh, he's responded. He's responded so well.
It's just not clear, is it, when you're playing with this UMP? Even you're getting the early dink, you don't always know if you're going to win it or not. And now they're both a bullet away, and it will be dev1ce Barely winning it. 18 health left, and that's really something. Yeah, best of
15.
15, yeah. There we go. M4. That's the UMP instant spot, so not really much hiding here. dev1ce a lot more bold this time. That was one of the complaints that we were having earlier. Just didn't look like he was fully in it. Now he's going to fight Rain and doesn't come out on top of it. I still want to keep him doing this. I want him to show this level of confidence. That
was a weird reposition, though. It's like, I don't know if he felt like he maybe fooled Rain a little bit, but you're still peeking into like the same spot, right? Like if you if wide swing from the left or the right, you're going to the same place. Rain finds him at a distance, cannot land the headshot, but that was about 5 clean chances, and he's got a few more, and finally, one connects. And dev1ce has got that same face again that is just like, oh god. I can't do anything.
Did he even shoot the gun back, dev1ce, this time?
I didn't hear it. I didn't see it.
It felt like he didn't. Oh, but that was unfortunate. Once you get locked in like that, I guess, especially against an AWP like dev1ce, you might never make it out from that pillar. Let's see. Deagles, straight peek. Last time was a headshot from dev1ce, and we'll find another one. This is a great start, a great showing for the young Dane. And again, I've got to say, it just looks like he's more willing to fight this time.
Well, yeah, which is nice to see. I mean, Rain as well, keeping up his aggression from that duel against NBK. He was pushing to this location on the map so frequently. And Rain, you got to find the headshot, swinging right around the opening, and it's 4-3 in the favor of dev1ce.
Looks great, this map. A lot of people I've noticed on social media asking, you know, when can we play this? So might be a lot more requests for that in the future. Just looks like a fun map to be doing some aim battles on.
It does look like a cool map. It's like, I feel like this is one of those maps where I mean, we saw earlier like this just a straight up deathmatch.
Yeah, I think you definitely could. Oh, he spots that out. I think definitely Rain knows on the other side too. Just the face showing that chance for an opening, and dev1ce will be cleaning it up so quickly. This is a better level. We can agree.
He's been very mobile. I mean, he even kind of, you have to imagine that was a little bit frustrating. He wanted to change position without Rain noticing, wasn't able to do it. There's a nice find for Rain, committing to the battle right off the bat. 4-5 going into round 10. HE grenade and the... This time Rain is just pushed out, and now the drop down from dev1ce is Rain aware of the possibility. The flick down isn't there, but neither player connecting with either of these shots. Rain is going to toy with the obelisk.
Just getting him behind cover, that's... Oh, the grenade. That could have been everything. He's very low on health, but again, in an AWP fight, that's not always going to make a big difference. But that reading that fight perfectly.
Yeah, he got there so quick. He got on his horse and just booked it back to the Deagles as we cycle to the start of the weapons. Ooh, that's a nice dink. I had to have been through the edge of that pillar. Didn't do a lot of damage.
Not exactly, but Rain is also low. I think, oh, and he's just going to take him down. Enough damage to just go for that fight, and I don't know, maybe could have been true, but not this time. They're almost tied up. It's 6-5. UMPs are back.
Oh, and this is like two players both wheeling around the center of the map, and somehow, again, the timing is just so perfect. Oh, I think dev1ce spot. And now he's got to fight. Again, this UMP at this range is not great, and Rain is just tapping away. Hedge.
How are you not winning that fight? That's the big question. I mean, yeah, we can. That's all of the advantage in your favor.
It's got to be like mentally frustrating. Move on to the next one, but Rain grabbing a little bit of momentum, and now he's just one. He really is expressionless entirely.
Yeah, just stone cold, way behind in the beginning, but now it's looking great. dev1ce need to find a way back into this. Rain already knows where he is. Single taps right now. He wants to finish this with style, and is he going to risk the AWP? I'm not sure if he really needs to, but he's thinking about it for a minute there. No, he's going to give it up.
He's not an AWPer.
No.
Rain, like, keep the precision weapon.
It's right now.
Oh my!
That's a way to finish it. We set style, and that's what we got in third place.
That shot gave me goosebumps.
That was sick, wasn't it?
No, you really don't. In fact, I think it's been...
He fired like 3 bullets that round, all of them single taps, and the last one was a headshot.
I feel like that has to be like 3 years since we saw a shot like that.
Yeah.
Do you know the one I'm thinking of? Shocks at the Pro League Finals? Yeah, that was like the last time I saw a stream.
Probably was Scream, yeah. Someone will be linking those right now on your Twitter account, for sure. That was great. What an impressive way to finish that. And that was in spite of the fact that it was looking like dev1ce was going to clear that right up. And then Rain's
It
like,
did.
no.
He had a really nice hold in that match.
Yeah.
Not for very long, though. Not for very long at all.
Norwegian came back, and obviously that's the third place decided. Now we still have the grand finals.
Yeah, so
that's going to be wild.
That's Rain getting 7,500. dev1ce going home with no prize money, but the small little bit of cash that he made in the qualifying stage.
Yeah.
With the knife kills, he had the gentleman knife.
And the streak.
And the streak. So yeah, $1,000 for dev1ce.
Yeah, a lot to work with there, all on his own, but he could have probably taken this as well. He'll have to go back and practice, you know. Get ready for future battles on this, for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, major MVP getting knocked out, 4-time major winner.
Doesn't feel good. You're right, I agree. Make a call to Sonic, you know, call up the team saying, guys, I need some of that emotional support here. Things haven't been working out well in London at all.
Yeah.
Not what I was
There
expecting.
was this other Danish kid here, though. I think his name was Hayden. We can get him into the team. He can be a good stand-in for me.
Definitely do that. Call him up. Now, surely the majority of the crowd and everybody will be on the side of Simple.
I don't know. Everyone loves an underdog story, Anders. Everyone likes seeing, you know, the unexpected occur.
That is true, or a Counter-Strike meme as well. But but at the same time, like, you know, this is a David versus Goliath kind of matchup, surely.
No, I don't think it's that bad.
You don't think it's that bad?
I don't think it's that bad.
It's simple.
I think it's way closer than David versus Goliath.
All right.
That's craziness. Also, David won that battle, so I don't know why you're using that as the example.
Yeah, but isn't the point that he shouldn't have? Like, I don't know.
I guess so, yeah.
I'm just saying it feels unlikely.
Okay.
Simple's a monster.
I don't know if you could go away from Simple. I don't think you could have like a logical reason to not think Simple is going to win it.
No.
It's going to be fun though. I mean, best of 35. There's going to be a lot of crazy things, and when it gets that long, especially, like you really have to change up the way you attack your opponent, the way you move across the map. So I think we're going to see a lot of variety here.
Yeah, that's kind of what I look forward to as well. I don't know, that UMP still is like the big unknown factor in this, because most of the other weapons, once you've got somebody, you know, that's it. You win it most of the time, especially if you do some damage early on. That UMP can just go anywhere.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Well, I mean, we have an interview with Rain ready, as he won that fourth place decider. So Freya, take us down to Rain.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Yes, I am down here with Rain after that victory. How does it feel to be able to take him down? What do you think went down in that matchup?
I think it was pretty 50-50 who was going to win. Last round, I had a pretty lucky shot when he was jumping across. I don't know what to say. It's pretty 50-50, especially on this map. Yeah.
I mean, just talking about that map, you've played it quite a little bit now. What are you feeling about it? How is it as a map to be played?
I think it could be fun, especially for the 4 versus 4. I think the 1-on-1 is a bit too... I don't like it for a 1-on-1. I like it more for a 4-on-4, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just talking about dev1ce there, obviously we saw him, you were saying it's pretty 50-50 coming into it. What were you doing to kind of counter him there?
I don't know, I just like to push everywhere, so that's what I was mostly doing against everyone. I think I caught him off guard sometimes, but yeah.
Well, aggression always pays off. We definitely saw that with NBK earlier. Now, when we come back from the break, we're going to have a very special matchup against Nick versus Hayden with our remaining $7,000 prize pool, which is going to be massive. I've got to ask this gentleman down here, who do you think is going to be winning out of Nick and Hayden?
I think it's going to be pretty close. They're both pretty good aimers. I'm going to go with the guy next to me, Nick. He looks pretty calm versus dev1ce earlier, so I'm going to go with him.
Well, thank you very much. Up after this break. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a bit of a surprise, actually, out of nowhere. A matchup between the two amateurs playing here, obviously, Nick and Hayden, for $5,000. Now, that is really great. So
it's a grudge match. We saw them in the back, yelling at each other, challenging them, throwing each other's keyboards all over the place. It was a heated moment. We had to pry them apart.
A lot of tension. Pasha in the middle trying to say, calm down.
And even he couldn't handle it. It was unbelievable, the rage that was coming out of these guys.
Which you love to see. That's exactly what you want out of this one. I like this as well, supporting some of the the amateur level players coming in here. They've already actually won a fair bit, but now a chance to slap an extra 5,000 on top of that. It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, 5,000, like, winner take all. That's beautiful. I really enjoy the pressure that's going to put on them. So these two guys coming in just were thinking they were going to have a cool opportunity, make a little cash with the bonus prizes, play against some of the pros, get some fun experience on a stage of this caliber. And now they're playing against each other for 5,000. And this is very winnable for both of them. Because I think we were both pleasantly surprised with what these guys were bringing out in the different stages.
Oh, absolutely. Because Hayden looked like he was better during the seeding stage, but then Nick almost took out dev1ce in that first quarterfinals. And I mean, that is really saying something.
And now we get to discover the people's champ. Two amateurs elevated from the ranks of the random online anonymous plebs.
Exactly, which is everybody's dream, right? There must be a bunch of people watching at home thinking, if I get the chance next time and I come here, I can, I can do that. I'll make it past, beat dev1ce so simple, It's always easy to have that ego when you're sitting at home, right? Probably a different feel for these guys when they're here, I imagine.
Well, I bet they would have some. If someone was to interview and be like, okay, so what was it like playing on a stage against some of the best players in the world? Like, tell us, what was the biggest misconception you had just sitting at home, in your room playing Counter-Strike now compared to being on a tournament PC and playing against s1mple and dev1ce?
In some sense, actually, if they are pursuing a career as professionals, that might be like the most valuable thing, like more valuable than the money you win almost is the experience of just knowing what does it feel like to be nervous on that level. This is the map that we're playing on. You love this, don't you?
It is just such a gorgeous view. I think this is the 4-on-4 one. This isn't the 1-on-1.
Yeah,
it's still a thing of beauty. It's still just like a massive, like I've said a couple times, Quake inspired. You've got the obelisk of Doom in the middle, where the AWP and all the Molotovs surround it, ready to be picked up, ready to be scooped up, and utilized to great effect.
It's wonderful. No railguns in Counter-Strike, but we get pretty close with the AWP, don't we? We're almost there.
Well, yeah, and I'm wondering if that, because we saw that effect, right? We saw the lightning come out of the AWP, and I'm wondering if that happens when you're spectating the AWP who gets the kill. Because I only saw it, I don't know, but I only saw it once.
I think it used to be a bug, didn't it? If you had a taser, you could force that bug somehow, I think.
Oh, I didn't know about that one. I wasn't much into researching the bugs of Counter-Strike. Maybe it's the AWP that you pick up in the middle that gives the lightning bolt.
That would be a great feature, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You have to like that idea. Yeah, I just think they've done a good job with the map, obviously, and I mean right now, I think this might be the most pressure for them in terms of now you don't have the excuse of the fact that you're playing a pro.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more money on the line than you were expecting. So and it's kind of come out of nowhere for them. So. It could be wild.
We should do one of these when these guys are done. Let's go down there, you and I, $5,000.
Yeah, yep. Just to duke it out. No practice, no.
We'll get Pasha up here on the mic. We'll get s1mple on the other mic. Those two, I think, could come up with a phenomenal broadcast.
Almost certainly, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be good to go for that. I reckon it would embarrass both of us, no matter who won. But
there would be no winners.
There would be almost
there'd be two losers. One would just lose to a lesser degree.
Yeah.
One would have something to show for the embarrassment.
Exactly right.
And I definitely wouldn't take you out to dinner when I inevitably win.
Well, there we go. You saved it at the end. Come back with the confidence. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. A grudge match here between Nick and Hayden, our two amateurs. Really impressed us, but now they get a chance to play for $5,000. Just look at that one Nick fan over in the audience. He's loving it. And
he's been here all day, and this is what he's been looking for.
He's hunting him. He's got the right idea. That should be a free kill, and it will be. And we're absolutely off here. Best of 15.
I think it's best of 25.
Oh, it's best of 25.
I think we're going the distance. This is semi-final level caliber.
I like that idea.
UMP's out on the board. And Nick looking again for his opponent. He's up by 1 so far. Tapping with the UMP, and we saw him way more aggressive with the Deagles. Now that they have this weapon, which isn't great at these ranges, everyone's taking their time. But Nick, he takes a dink for his troubles, but not a very powerful dink. Down to 97 HP, and that it's so useful, and he's found the frag.
That was deceptive, wasn't it? Because you hear that awful sound of the headshot, and you're like, oh, and he's taking 10 damage.
Oh, he's really been punished for that risk, and oh no, it's not that much.
He's absolutely fine. Bold move as well. And Hayden, to me, looked like the guy who was playing with a bit more confidence. He spots the feed, and that's a fair bit of damage dished out. Now the grenade on top, not quite catching him, but it's a good idea anyway. And he still has maybe a bit of a read. I mean, you can start to doubt yourself if you haven't seen anyone for 10 seconds. You think, maybe he snuck away and I just didn't notice. But that's dangerous.
Well, and then the fear comes in, is like, oh, how am I supposed to find him? You know, it's all just a gamble, and Nick's going to come out on top of this one as well. A 3-0 start.
That has got to feel pretty good leading into it. Molotov kind of randomly thrown, but Hayden up on the high ground again. He's almost walking into it. That's dangerous.
I think Nick he must know. He seems to have this read the whole way. He's not checking all the way to his left. He hasn't seen anything. Oh, that's so close to being spotted. And he still hasn't looked in that direction. There he is. There's the find. The sound cue of Hayden dropping down. And that is a mistake you do not want to be making at this level.
No, really no. I mean, it feels like giving away that slight audio cue just makes all the difference in the world. But Nick is so proactive in this game. He's been studying. He's been thinking about this. How do you get the edge? And so far, pushing up has actually been rewarding him quite a bit. And the headshot with the deal was great too.
Who was coaching which? Do you remember? Giuliano and Pasha?
I
think Pasha is Hayden, isn't it?
I want to say yes, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. And
both of them have been torn to Sonic as well, right?
Yeah. Ooh. That's very, very fast. Doesn't connect the way he'd like, and I think Hayden has the read, and he does, directly to the face. That is an exclamation point of a frag. And Hayden's finally on the board.
He is. A much more slow round this time, really. And now back to the Deagles. Hayden still trying to play a slightly more passive game. And nearly getting spotted by Nick. But once they're this far apart and they're both navigating the map, it does feel like it becomes a slight bit of a coin toss. Out in the open, one missed chance. That's the third one. Slowly tapping away and doing a lot of damage. Actually, almost even. Look at that, 29 and 28 health. So next bullet should do it. Who's going to be the one to step in?
Oh, that's got to make you feel really awkward. A whole magazine from the Deagle and you haven't found the kill. Hayden being the aggressor in the situation, and like ships in the night, they just seem to be passing each other. It's such an awkward timing. Hayden beneath.
They are really right on top of each other. It's almost unbelievable, isn't it? Still not really finding them. Hayden's starting to wonder exactly what's going on here.
I think there was a noise. I think one of them made a little bit of a cue here, gave a footstep, and definitely now Hayden, he's running, he's dropped down, so he knows he's given up the advantage, but Nick is nowhere close enough to actually even hear that. And still, they have the sense that their opponent has got to be at least in this area. They finally found each other. It's Hayden to come out on top of that.
Wow. The fact that they missed each other for such a long time, I'm almost surprised that nobody thought, you know what, maybe he's not even on this part of the map anymore. Maybe I just go looking on the other side. But eventually, and time was almost running out there as well. I wonder...
Who wins?
Yeah, but I also wonder, I think Nick was trying to go for the headshot. I don't think he realized how much damage he had already done. Close range, though. And Nick back in the driver's seat to pick that one up.
Yeah, there he is, 5-2 going into the M4 round. He's going to head right out into the open, looking for that fight, looking to spot the information of Hayden jumping across. And again, neither of them spotting the other for the moment. These rounds have got to feel very long to these two players competing for $5,000. You just reset and you're in a clutch situation every single time.
Yeah, you don't want to make a mistake, right? Especially if you, once or twice, if you just walk into a headshot, you feel like, I just don't want to experience that again. I at least want a chance of fighting here. Hayden now coming back in a big way, back-to-back rounds here.
And you've got to admire the recovery, right? He was down, what, 4-0 at one point, and he's clawed his way back. This is really good look for Hayden.
Well, I mean, imagine this as well. We talked about it earlier. If you look at the scoreboard and suddenly you're behind, like, 9 or 10 rounds, you start to feel like this. I just can't really come back from this point. So just even mentally, the idea that he can almost even it up here, I think that certainly will help out a bit.
In the op rounds, we saw it was such a slow round the first time we saw them both wielding the AWP. There's the spot, and Nick, he had the faster shot. Ooh, a little bit of frustration, I think. Was that the old classic desk slam?
Yeah, he's learned that from dev1ce. Tragically. Picked that up.
That is my favorite part about dev1ce. The flawed hero.
Yeah.
Loves a desk slam.
Listen, it adds a bit of spice to the whole thing, doesn't it? Nick sneaking up on the stairs, but he's almost getting flanked, or at least could be here. It looks like Nick has the right idea. You think he may have spotted him out, so now he's on the hunt a bit. Long range with the deagle, it's not easy. Oh, and that's a great counter.
Or is it?
Hayden's dialed in right now.
This is what, a 6-1 run now for Hayden? He's really taken all the momentum. And Hayden going to get aggressive as well, but he's lost the initial. Actually, they're both tied up, 70 HP apart. And oh, the spray. They both run out of ammunition. Reloading. How fast is it going to be? Oh, the HE grenade. Can he get it in time? It's just blocked by the wall, and somehow Hayden recovers 1 HP. I like the ingenuity.
You've also got to be out of your mind to throw a grenade at point-blank range in that scenario.
I think once you run out of bullets, I think you just kind of get desperate. And once you start losing this many in a row, I think decision-making kind of goes out the window. Nick looking a little bit flustered here.
He is, and his aim was on point, and everything that he was doing early on looked great. So I don't know. This is the lesson, isn't it? This is what you can experience playing a game. It's high intensity. You have to bring it back, and he does. With a headshot of the AK-47, I think this is something that's so important, being able to mentally reset.
And stop the momentum from building, too far. It was almost getting that critical mass for Hayden. Neither of these guys chewing gum, Anders.
They're not, which could be a big mistake. Certainly could give them the extra 10%.
Apparently, Coach Zonic hasn't subscribed to the gum chewing. Yeah, although the rest of Astralis has.
Yeah, they're slowly picking it up. Maybe that'll be a theme for the future. Ooh. That actually does connect. Is he going to stick around? No, wants to readjust. Oh, this is so dangerous. Out in the middle he goes.
I love it. I love everything about the risk taking. He's got to go quiet at some point. He's so close along the map that you need that element of surprise, that silence.
Well, this is the thing you're not expecting if you're Hayden. You're thinking, I'm definitely still in a long-range fight against the AWP now. Just by accident, he's managed to move away. Hayden has no idea, but he's still somehow dodging him, so more of this weird timing, and looks like, oh, he's almost got it, Nick. It's so close, and he'll pick it up. That's wild, isn't it?
Yeah, without even knowing, they somehow, again, just perfectly moved to avoid each other for as long as possible. 7-8. Well, that's a beautiful flashbang. Hayden is so blind for a couple seconds. Doesn't know where Nick has moved into. Now he spots him out, and it's a duel again at the obelisk. Oh, using the slanted wall to... bounce the grenade just perfectly. I don't even think it did a lot of damage, but it was a nice idea from Nick, and he's even cleaned up the kill afterwards.
Yeah, I wonder what blocked that grenade, but still, you have to like the idea. 8-8, all tied up. Back to the UMPs, an instant headshot. Nick slightly distracted there, or at least not looking the right way, and he'll lose the fight. That was a quick headshot coming out from Hayden. He seems to be just quite stable in his aim right now.
He didn't seem flustered at all in the early losing streak as well, and that's one thing that we saw Nick really kind of succumbing to the pressure a little bit, getting a bit frustrated. Fixing his hair, though. That's important.
You don't want to underestimate that.
The only thing, if you're gonna win $5,000 in an A match, your hair better look good.
That's where the pictures are taken.
Right, when you're holding the big check.
Yeah, that's going to be a memory, and you post it on social media.
Yep.
Don't mess up that opportunity.
Giuliano's going to put on the fridge, the old magnet.
Exactly right. Oh man, that's elaborate meme, but I like it. 11-9, and the 21st round here, so we're getting close now for Hayden, aren't we? Couple of rounds away. Nick needs to bring it back. He had the lead in the beginning, and he was looking really confident, but some of the streaks from Hayden where he's just not dropped any rounds, that's the problem. Out in the open. Nick still the aggressive one and still playing with a bit of confidence. Going to be close now, and oh man, not going to be able to finish it. It's close, but...
Ooh, the handshake. He knows it. He knows this is the last chance. He's got to rattle off, 4 in a row to take this. Hayden just 1 round away from that $5,000 check. Nick, everything on this 1 round. He's pushed up to the obelisk, and Hayden's still looking for him from above.
Just needs that one kill.
Did he spot him there? I think he did. He had to.
He's got the idea. He's got him pinned in, and there it is. 13 rounds for Hayden, picking up $5,000 here. Grudge match between the two amateurs. He walks away with more money than dev1ce, so out earning the other Danish player here.
Yeah,
that's really something.
That's beautiful. You can hold that over him forever.
Yeah, remember that time I finished above dev1ce, the OMEN challenge? That's not bad.
Yeah, and I think if you're Hayden, you kind of walk up and you give him that. You say that to dev1ce on your way out.
Yeah, just you know.
I made way more money than you at this event.
Drinks are on me. just that would be a move, wouldn't it? It'd be a good move. Yeah, I mean, good job I think on Hayden to keep his cool throughout the early punishment that he was getting.
Yeah, that's really nice to see him like kind of keep the composure, which is normally where you'd expect, you know, especially the guys who haven't played on this kind of a setup, this kind of a stage, to really that's where you feel like the struggles are going to come in. So that was cool to see him rise above that and actually just take complete control of the match.
Yeah, it'd be nice if sort of more members of the community who are trying to make a career for themselves could get a chance to do these kind of things. Because again, the experience of doing this is worth a lot if you wanna have a career at some point.
Invaluable.
Yeah.
Your first like 3 or 4 lands are always a bit rocky, aren't they?
Yeah. You're learning at an incredibly fast pace, but also the mistakes you're making are going to be haunting you for a long time.
Super frustrating. Either way, it's got to be. I mean, it's got to be cool for both of them. First of all, just get to come here in general and just play against the guys, meet the guys.
Absolutely.
Get some frags. Maybe you put together a high.
I'm sure. I don't know if you had this experience, but they just sort of run in your mind for a lot of what was going on. So definitely worth doing if you get the chance, because it's kind of a unique experience.
We all like getting together.
Something we don't get to do nearly enough.
No, it really isn't.
But this time Hayden was I think just again, we don't know if we'll see these guys in the future on some team.
You have to think too, like the score was what, like 13-9, I think it was. But I mean, it felt a little bit closer because there were those rounds where actually both Hayden and Nick finishing above dev1ce.
There we go. The extra 5,000, putting him at 7,000 overall.
You think he traded the major MVP trophy to have beaten the two amateurs here?
To do a bit better.
Look at Rain, dude.
Yeah, he's done well for himself. He's happy.
s1MPLE and NBK are in the final, and neither of them made any bonus money quite yet in this event. That's kind of funny to think about. Either way, we've got s1MPLE ready. She's gonna be down with Hayden and Nick.
That's exactly right, guys. I'm down here on the floor with Hayden. Now, congratulations on that incredible win. I just want to talk about the beginning there, because Nick looked like he had the edge. What did you do to make that difference?
I didn't really do anything different. I went a little bit more aggressive. I tried to get some picks on him because I thought when we were just walking around, there was too much 50-50 on who would see the other guy first. So I tried like challenging him a little bit, see if I could outduel him, and it worked out.
Well, I just want to pick up on one of the rounds. It was round number 6, where it was quite a long round. Somebody went over, then you went underneath. What was happening there? Can you walk me through that?
I had no idea he was under me. Literally, I had no idea, and we were like walking under and over each other. So, yeah.
Wait, I mean, I know I spoke to you after your defeat against s1MPLE, unfortunately, and you said you're a little bit disappointed, but does this make up for it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us down here. And I hope you've enjoyed your time here at the OMEN Challenge, but don't go anywhere, as we'll be back with the grand final very shortly. Welcome back to the OMEN Challenge 2019, where I have the absolute pleasure of being joined by our grand finalists down here in the arena. Now, NBK, I'm going to start off with you. You beat Electronic and you've beaten Rain to get here. What was that journey like?
To be honest, I'm just trying to have fun and play as good as I can. I think dev1ce said it, but everybody's here to win, although it's a bit more relaxed. I guess it's just for ego and money reason. So, yeah, I mean, it's been pretty good so far, and looking forward to the final.
I mean, as the wild card coming in here, do you feel like you've caused a little bit of chaos in this arena?
Oh, yeah. Oh, chaos is what I want. I thrive in chaos, especially here in those one-on-ones, and I just try to finish on top of it. And so that's what I'm going to try to do in the final, you know, get into his head and then just headshot.
Well, speaking of that, we have your opponent over here, s1MPLE. What do you make of those words from NBK?
Just have fun. Yeah, it's going to be a nice game. And more rounds. It's more fun.
Well, very wholesome answers from you two down here. I was expecting a little bit more spice, but I think we got some spice up on the desk with our casters. Let's throw it over.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, time to the grand finals here. Best of 35 between s1MPLE and NBK. Just saying it out loud sounds crazy, doesn't it?
I know, it's ridiculous.
Excited.
Whenever I type it out, I'm like, wait, is this for real? Best of 35? It's going to be so much. But I mean, what a beautiful a matchup to have with that much Counter-Strike. NBK, who's been storming through this tournament.
He has been coming out of nowhere, sort of the dark horse, the wild card.
Yeah.
You know, invited last, and people didn't even know he was going to show up, and here he is in the finals. And
surprise us all.
It sounds to me like s1MPLE is happy that he's going to be playing this many rounds because he's getting more of a chance to beat up NBK on it. Just excited about the prospect, isn't he?
When I came back from the break earlier, s1MPLE and NBK were both just sat down deathmatching, and I think are they sitting next to each other? I can't remember.
I mean, that's commitment too.
Yeah, I mean, they're just ready to go. So, I mean, why not? You've had this whole long day. You've been here for a while now. You went through the qualifying stages. I think, s1MPLE even started a little bit slow in the qualifying stages. But, once we got to the top 8, it was s1MPLE's back. Here he is.
He's having a good time. You picked dev1ce. He got knocked out.
Yeah, let's bring that up again.
Yeah, that's really the main reason. Who have you got now? You wanna jump on the s1MPLE hype bandwagon? Or,
nope, I got NBK again.
Oh, okay.
Yep, someone's got to do it.
Somebody has to. It is not the question, is it? I mean, he's been playing really well.
He has been, and I think, I mean, as well, like we said earlier a couple times, he's done it with a lot of the weapons. We've seen him have some nice deagle shots, seen him have some nice op shots. Obviously, the AK and M4 are going to be fine. UMP still a bit up in the air, but the fact that he's able to manage with the AWP, he had that really nasty flick at one point during the stages.
Who's going to be the aggressive one?
It has to be NBK. I feel like if someone's, they're both obviously going to mix it in, but if you're NBK, you are, again, kind of like a little bit of an underdog in this sort of a matchup. So you're the one who, maybe not aggressive in terms of just straight up rushing through the map, but you have to be aggressive in terms of taking risks, right? And that might be, an early flank, an early positioning, whatever it might be.
Well, some highlights from s1MPLE throughout the tournament. Of course, some of these shotguns and the P90s are out now. We're not playing with those weapons, but, he had some moments here, even during the seeding part of this, where you could tell he's still a scary player. Very scary, in fact. Yeah,
he's how many times do we have to talk about how good s1MPLE is? But he is just a bit of a freak when it comes to the game. He's one of those people where it's frustrating to watch because for whatever reason he was gifted with the ability to use every single weapon, and on top of that, he's probably one of the hardest working players we have in the scene as well. So when you add those two things together, you get this monstrosity of a player.
Yeah, that's such a rare. I feel like that's a rare combination in any sport, because even in sort of regular sports, right? You do have players that are just natural talents, but then they let themselves down by not sort of putting in the work, and I think that happens a lot. But s1MPLE somehow got both, and that probably is a huge part of the explanation why he's constantly so good at the game.
Constantly rated one of the best, and obviously a very, very difficult player to read. And I mean, we saw him earlier. I think one of the good things that'll be for this finals will be how NBK manages the information, because we know s1MPLE, the way we've seen him jumping around corners, jumping over obstacles, climbing up to the top of the map just to get intel before taking a fight. He wants to know what he's getting himself into.
Yeah, almost uniquely. I mean, not that many of the other players have been doing for that jump peaks, right? They've been trying to, in other ways, to figure out the same information, but that's fun. I would love it if NBK comes into this finals and says, yeah, I'm going to have to try and dominate the first early 10 rounds. I'm just going to try and put the pressure on, because I can't let him just, you know, feel confident and comfortable. That's not going to be good.
Yeah, get out to a bit of a hot start. I mean, the wild thing watching Simple's march to this point into the grand finals, I'm really missing the slow motion laughs. They had those earlier. It was great.
Those are always good.
He just destroyed dev1ce.
Yeah.
Which is such a crazy thing to say. Like, he made it look easy. Why?
Nobody expected that. Even the people who must have rooted for Simple, they couldn't have seen that coming.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, I'm rooting for Simple, but it's going to be close. It's going to be a bit of a grind. He just marched all over him. NBK here as well. A bit of a path to the grand finals, and he's done very well. And as we know, with a shotgun, when he was starting it out in the qualifying stage, he was living the dream. He had his Max 7, he had his auto shotgun, he had it all. He had the Scout once or twice.
Yeah, he's a man of many talents. There's that flick that you loved. Huge difference, obviously, in the distribution of the prize money between first and second place, right? It's like 30,000 for the first and 12.5 for second.
Yeah, that's a painful second place. Because you probably feel good about the 12,500, but you feel really bad about, you know, the 17,000 that you're missing. That's what's going to be on your mind. It's just like, oh, I could have done some cool things with that money.
Yeah, I mean, that is. I don't know how much that averages out to per kill if you're going to get the victory, but that's a lot of money.
You don't want to try and do the math real quick?
Learned my lesson. I was trying to bait you into doing it, but see, you've let me down
once again.
So unfortunate. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think? The first 10, 20 rounds going to be. Well, I guess the first 10 rounds maybe going to be dictating a lot of the pace here. I think if Simple gets rolling, it's going to be hard to stop him. So
that's the thing. I think Simple more than probably NBK can like just catch fire and just run away with this. And then what? Best of 35. We did this earlier, and I definitely did it perfectly. It's first to 18.
Yes, and at that point, I don't know. Yeah. So if you don't win, if you don't stay close within the first 10 rounds, I would say then it gets really uncomfortable.
Well, I don't want to discount the possibility of a comeback. It just seems like Simple is just one of those players. When we saw it against dev1ce, like he hit that like critical mass where he just like got to a point where he won so many in a row, and then it was game over. Either way, we can throw all that out the window because now we get to find out. We are live with the grand finals of the OMEN Challenge here on OMEN Arena. Yes, you can cheer. Yes, you can get loud. We love it all.
Absolutely Simple aggressing quickly into the middle, picking up the AWP and that horn sounding warning NBK that if he's out in the open, if he gets caught here, that's going to end badly. Pulls out the deagle, and that might have been the right move. A wide peak for NBK, but Simple opening the fight here.
That's a bit of a statement, isn't it? Getting aggressive right to the obelisk, grabbing the AWP. Almost a kill for NBK, though, gets him down to 6 health. Now the UMPs. Now we get a little to the gamble, and oh, Simple might want to go for it again. He's so out in the open. He's trying to use these pillars as much as possible, and I don't think NBK really wants this fight. I think he just doesn't want him to jump over to the AWP. He's going to win it either way. So Simple gets punished.
That's a very interesting fight. They knew exactly where each other were, but nobody wanted to get that first dink in, so just took a little while there. M4s and NBK very low on health.
Oh my.
Oh, that's a great return. He was so fast with the first bullet accuracy there, Simple.
Yeah.
Normally, that means you just win.
Well, we saw him talk about this when he did a breakdown with Freya earlier, where he liked to change, you know, the angle of his attack. Remember when he's talking about his fight against dev1ce, where he dropped down the stairs?
Yeah.
He did it again, and NBK's not fooled. Simple going to go down one more time. 3-1 for the Frenchman. And even burning the body. In case it was a White Walker, you know?
Yeah, you've got to make doubly sure. Definitely don't want Simple coming back after you've already taken him down. That would be a real nightmare.
The worst of all of them.
Now it's open. They're kind of not looking at each other at the moment. Simple in the middle. You would think he would be exposed from so many angles, but is NBK going to be looking for it? He wasn't this time. Now just around the wall, NBK. That's risky. They're right on top of each other, making a bit of noise. Simple just slowly creeping in. He's got him surely. Timing is everything, and he's not going to miss that shot. So that was all positional play, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, and a little bit of panic, I think, from NBK when he realized he's like caught out in the open, and there's a big obstacle in front of him that Simple can use for cover, and he just realized he didn't have the positioning and just had to get back into cover as soon as possible, and you lose a lot of advantages. As you mentioned, the aggressor seems to just take map space away from the opponent. Simple, a couple shots with that deagle. Out in the open, he's going to have to reload into cover, and he's brought down solo. NBK finishes him off.
I love the fact that he's not even afraid of fighting Simple here. Like once he's in that fight, he just says, "Okay, I'm just going to go and I'm going to lock you in behind this pillar. You can't get out, and I'm just going to fight you." That's nice.
I like the way that NBK, he's usually such like a smiley, happy human being that like talks to you and, you know, tells some jokes when you run past him in the hallway. At this event, he's just been stone cold.
Oh, tapping away. That was a lot of dinks long range to bring Sybil under the one.
And I think that might have lured NBK into coming into that fight. You hear those dinks come out, and that's always like the feel-good moment when you realize you're hitting him in the head. But it's the UMP, so it's not doing nearly as much damage as you think.
Yeah, it's very deceptive, isn't it? But you're right, he has been all business this event so far, NBK. And guess what? It's brought him to the grand finals. Who could really argue? That's some long-range spray again. And it's long-range spray where half the opponent is obscured by the map, so you're just doing sprays against the legs. Doesn't seem efficient, but it worked great.
Well, I think with the angle of it as well, it's not a great angle for NBK to return. That might be why he commits to it. It's an awkward one to get a clean shot. Round number 9 in the AKs in their hands, and Simple again has just marched across the map, and it's NBK making all the noise. Simple could go for the knife. Oh.
Could probably have the kill already, but he's going to go for it. I think he was thinking exactly that. NBK...
If NBK dropped down, he was getting knifed. And he doesn't realize it at the time. Maybe he does, but that's like... He made the right call. Take the loss that way.
Yeah, that's not going to feel great, is it, being knifed in the grand final of all places. Don't know if he knows this yet.
He definitely does.
Did he see him, or did he just have a little bit of intuition here?
I think he must have seen him, because he's very committed to that side of the map. Now, he obviously has no idea of this positioning from NBK, and NBK is just kind of thinking, I'm going to give you a taste of your own medicine. You've walked across the map a couple rounds to find an easy kill. It's my turn.
Oh, wow, that was close. If he'd gone the other way, I think he would have had it. Now he might actually be at a disadvantage. Simple waiting. That is, again, quite the intuition. He was about to. I think if NBK kept walking, I think he would have won that fight.
That was that. If I'm NBK, I'm typing in chat that Simple's a nerd. This is a deathmatch, and you just backed into a corner and just waited.
Oh, and now strafing into that headshot. It's got its own kind of celebration. Yeah, that is.
It's a bit grimy.
We couldn't. We've had with the term camper has gone extinct in Counter-Strike, but it was a great insult back in the day.
He definitely took a leaf out of the camping textbook, 101. Simple controlling the UMP as well. And this is where it gets frustrating. Simple's pushed on you twice, grabbed those kills, and then you pushed on him and he just sits way back. Now he's got the UMP kill, and now it gets frustrating for NBK. A couple rounds he's thrown his hands up in the air, and it might continue. And this is where what we just talked about before this went live. Is this Simple catching enough momentum that he just runs away with it?
Snowballing right now, isn't he? And you're right, the change of pace and change of style is just making it really hard for NBK to read exactly what's going on. Probably needs to just play his own style, and the aim is still there, the accuracy. That's a great shot for NBK, isn't it? All the way across the map.
He needed it. Shut Simple down, back to the AWPs. NBK just waiting, hoping Simple will run into his crosshair. Not happening just yet. Now he spots him out. I think they both have seen each other for sure. And Simple gets aggressive, already scoped in as he circles the obelisk. And the victory horn coming out at the end as well.
10-5. I mean, that's a gap then that NBK can obviously close, but it's going to have to start soon. Deagles are out. Simple trying to just elevate himself a little bit. He's really trying to keep him guessing. You could see he doesn't really want to attack from the same angle twice. And now backing off. He's got Nathan out in the open. It doesn't even matter. That's a beautiful headshot. NBK doing his best to answer back.
NBK's had some really good Deagle rounds, and we were kind of laughing earlier in the qualifying stage. Like, if you're paired up against Simple and NiKo in a server with, like, when they have Deagles, like, that's everyone's, like, that's a nightmare to play against. NBK, I remember stopping us in the hallway when we came back after a break, and he was just like, why is it not a nightmare when I have a Deagle?
Well, I mean, he's making a good statement.
Well, I didn't really have the heart to tell him, but now we understand why he said it.
It's not bad, is it? He's almost catching up. He's got an out in the open. And, you know, those open fights and the aggression, it's looking great for Simple when it works, but he's lost a couple of rounds like this now. Now he's starting to think, well, maybe change that style a little bit.
Well, this is like a cool aggression from NBK, like a change of his own style to kind of try and combat as he's being mobile and aggressive from side to side. He's not pushing across the map, but he's being very mobile and just trying to find his opponent first. He's been able to catch him out in the open a couple times. And this time a retreating sniper position. He's going to get up in the bird's nest.
Yeah, and he's doing that jumping peek as well. And Simple is just hiding for such a long time at the beginning of this round, so NBK's obviously got a huge field of vision over the map when he's up there, but you just can't see him.
Well, and if you're looking the wrong way at the wrong time when you're up there, that's disaster striking. Still no information. Both players very, very cautious and nervous about any kind of aggression on the map. Especially if you're NBK, because you've been caught a number of times in this exact scenario with Simple just marching up, and they've literally just switched sides of the map, but I think NBK had the vision.
Yeah, I think he saw it as well, but now he's actually moved into the middle. This is where just the full-on paranoia sets in for both players. You can tell they're not exactly sure what noise being made. He's right on top. I don't know how he doesn't get that kill. Shooting him through in return. Health, a little bit advantage. Simple, not that's really going to matter, and NBK will win the fight. That might be one of the more strange engagements we've had so far in the finals here.
That was really cool, though. I mean, NBK just kind of froze him up there, right? Simple was thinking of the fact that NBK could go all the way around, and he just gave it that extra second to really solidify that belief.
That's a disgusting headshot.
It's taking it right back.
Did he just leg him the first time around by accident?
Yeah, Simple legged him.
Yeah.
Which is, like, that's got to be frustrating because NBK had no idea where he was at that point.
He's still ahead, but rounds like those could easily be the difference towards the end of it. NBK now coming back in a big way, 10-12 here. You let go of even one free round. What if that's the one you're missing at the end?
I know, right? What if it just comes down 17-17 and you're just staring it in the face, and that's and then you start to think. 12-11, still in the favor of Simple, but NBK's come back in a big way. AK-47s on board, HE grenades as well.
See if the Frenchman can tie it up here. Again, 30,000 for the first place for the winner. You definitely don't want to be missing out on that. And I'm sure the seriousness of that is starting to set in for the players now that we're getting close. Grenade does nothing, but it does reveal the arc of it. And NBK, that's going to tie it up. What a great story this is. Again, the wild card player coming into this, but he's kind of, I think, surprising everybody now.
Yeah, he really is, and he's won over the crowd, I think. We mentioned everyone loves an underdog story. Oh, NBK's got the angle again. Great shot with the ult. Great play. I think is this the first lead he's had?
I believe so, yeah. And again, looking dead on focused. At no point did it seem like he was actually afraid to fight Simple, but there was a long while there with Simple hitting all the shots, and now Nathan's definitely back up to 14. This is such a surprise. Simple, again, we talk about it just all the time. Absolute top of the world. NBK is showing him right now in this arena, that is not going to matter all that much. Out in the open and controlling the recoil well. Maybe taking him down and bringing it a bit closer now. It's almost at the end, isn't it? It's 13-14.
It's crunch time. M4s, flashbangs used early by both players just to allow them to get advanced position without their opponent having knowledge, and an easy spray down for Simple.
Tying it back up. When that AWP comes around every time, I just think Simple's got the advantage. He should be winning it. I liked what NBK was doing last time and holding that angle. That is a good way to win a fight against a really routine AWP. I
mean, NBK has been pretty impressive, all things considered, with the AWP.
Yeah.
With such an advantage going over to Simple. He's managed it as well as you could. Shots from NBK at the start, though, and that, I mean, you could see Simple. He knows exactly like which quadrant of the map NBK is in. He's got the information the whole way, but NBK now starting to kind of traverse and branch out away from the safety. There's the spot from the angle, and Simple with the repeak.
Did he mistake the Molotov for the top of someone's head? Is that what happened? Why he shot that early? I'm not sure. I think it looked like he was trying to shoot the Molotov.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you. I thought he was just trying to like break some glass. I don't even know if there is glass on this map.
Maybe he was testing it. Oh, Simple. Holding kind of a passive angle. We've seen him do both with the AWP, right? He's actually at times snuck all the way around the map to find NBK, and at times he's been so passive that that tricked NBK too.
Ooh, that little hesitation from Simple allowed NBK to get into this position, but Simple's very wary of the possibility that NBK can just be walking up along the wall. There's the spot. Quick shot for Simple. Accurate shot for NBK. And once again, down the stretch, we're all tied up.
Yeah, they definitely feel the gravity of it now. Some of those drawn-out fights, nobody wants to make a mistake. Both of them, 3 rounds away from taking this. NBK up the middle has the high ground leg. Shot slows him down. That could have easily been the kill. Is he going to be bold enough to try and throw that Molotov? It's risky throwing grenades at this stage, but the Molotov will actually force him back, doing a little bit of damage. He's shooting him right in the feet. He almost has him. He's got him locked in, and NBK able to find it. That took everything.
Well, yeah, and it's a great use of the Molotov. Force him off those stairs back into your crosshair, even take some extra damage. So here we are, 16-15. NBK, an unlikely run to the grand finals, and now he's got a real chance. 89 HP, he's dropped down and S1MPLE knows it. UMP, this is not a fun fight with this weapon, and NBK's desperately trying to get a better position.
S1MPLE just goes for it. Spray lasts a while. Oh, he's looking up, isn't he? Just a slight prayer here, and 16-16. All tied up once again. The M4 long range, and they're just committed to that fight. That's so bold. No tricks or anything this time. S1MPLE a round away.
And that's the thing. Such an important round to just commit straight up to that fight. S1MPLE has a chance to close this out right here, right now, and I think you have to do that if you're him. NBK has been a nuisance this whole time, and he's waiting with the AK-47.
Well, that one round where S1MPLE got the leg shot, now is where you think about it, or hopefully you don't if you're S1MPLE. Just focus on the task at hand here. Just needs the right angle. NBK wedged up against the edge of the map, so it'd be hard to flank him at this point, but...
and in such a round as well. Look at both of these players staying so close to safety.
Yeah. You really, really don't want to let this one go. AK-47, they have not even spotted each other yet. NBK now walking into the center of the map. I would say that's very dangerous out in the open, and NBK going to tie it up. 17-17, ladies and gentlemen. One more round for either one of them to take home that first prize of 30,000.
Oh, and what a round. It's with the AWP, as if there had to be one more obstacle in NBK's way. It's S1MPLE with the AWP, and he's gone passive. S1MPLE, meanwhile, gone aggressive. He's pushed up. He's so close, and that's a lot of noise for NBK. There's the search. NBK knows it, and S1MPLE doesn't have the angle. He's not re-peeking into that.
No, he's not. Backing out instead. The grenade doesn't really do that much. I would have thought maybe S1MPLE would have been happy to take that fight, but not the case now. Unscoping, making a bit of noise. S1MPLE's got the right idea. Oh, there it is, the $30,000 shot. Great play from S1MPLE, and he finishes on top here at the HP OMEN Challenge 2019. Hugs all around, but that was as close as it could possibly get.
I mean, a nice positioning from S1MPLE. It helped him out in a big way. But you got to say as well, the run to the grand finals, the performance in the grand finals, NBK, that's a really awesome showing.
It is. You wouldn't necessarily have picked him. I mean, especially because he was the wild card. Maybe it sort of felt like he was coming in a bit late towards the end. Did a fantastic job, obviously. That's...
In my book, he won $30,000.
In your book?
It's not going to help him in any way.
In your heart.
Yeah, it's not going to alleviate the pain, but for me...
Still 12.5 for Nathan. That is not bad at all. And again, he had to take down some players to get here as well. Really quite the power performance from him. I mean, he can't get any closer, right? What a treat at the end.
I know, and to end it with the AWP. Like,
yeah.
You know, it would have been maybe a little anticlimactic if you end on like the UMP or something like that, if that's the round you're ending it on, but the AWP that's a beautiful weapon to close this one out on.
Yeah, that was, I don't know, that was unexpected.
What was it? A S1MPLE winning? You predicted the whole way.
S1MPLE winning, but I wasn't expecting NBK to make it that close all the way through. It looked at times like he was playing better than S1MPLE. So
yeah, that was extremely impressive. He took the fight to him, which we talked about. I mean, that's a tough thing to do. So I mean, very cool. We saw a lot of incredible players fall to S1MPLE on this map. I mean, just like both these guys had such a complete game in this 1v1.
And it's the first season of it, so you don't know how, well, first of all, we don't know if the map's going to go, but also we don't know if now that players know a little bit more about it, some of the fights that we were seeing here.
You started seeing them like bank the flashbangs off like the slant layer, like, oh yeah, I noticed that would be cool to throw a flashbang off of.
And some of the rounds that were sort of drawn out, but where the mind game was really the thing that dictated it, and yeah, just getting that early spot on someone is just such a big difference maker.
We need to have a cool name for this obelisk in the middle of the map, where the AWP is.
Well, I like the idea of the obelisk. You know, in Command & Conquer, there was something called the Obelisk of Light, and it does have lights on it.
Well, I think the reason I started calling it the Obelisk halfway through the day is because I realized that the HP OMEN PCs they're playing on are called the Obelisk PCs.
That's true.
So, I mean, it felt like there was a certain level of poetic symmetry.
Pay this man more. Those, marketing genius.
Earning the big bucks.
I don't think that's a bad idea at all. We could, I mean, I'm happy with calling the obelisk.
The obelisk, okay. Yes. Something simple, short and sweet.
It does sound ominous as well, so, you know, you've got that going on. Yeah, I think it's not bad at all. There was a lot of variation in the kinds of play that you could make here, and yeah, I would say just from Simple's point of view, the variation between going for those flanks and I think actually getting in NBK's head a little bit at some point during that game.
Well, I think it was cool, obviously, opening up the Grand Finals by pushing for that AWP in the opening Digo round. He just rushed it. And then also, you have to remember as well, Simple's completed the storyline. He said he was here for revenge for Electronic, and he's gotten it.
Taking one for the team.
Taking a lot of scalps on this march.
Good.
That's great.
There we go. Yeah, obviously one of the most legendary players we have currently in the scene, and still, I mean, a lot of victories ahead of him for him. Surely you have to imagine, right? There we go, 30,000, NBK at 12.5, and then Rain, Aiden, and Nick. Just great showing for them, honestly.
I think, you know, I don't know if they read the fine print, but Simple and NBK, I think, are supposed to take out the commentators for dinner.
That's one of the rules? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I'm glad we.
You didn't read the rulebook either, huh?
I didn't. Yeah, next time I definitely will. That's, that should be instantiated as one of the permanent rules, really. It's not bad at all, really.
Well, we are ready. Freya has got the champion, and she's ready for an interview. Have a good night. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
An incredible grand final that was. We literally couldn't have asked for anything more. It was absolutely insane. I know you were saying to me just before we started talking, you haven't felt this feeling in such a long time. Can you talk to me about how important this is to you?
It's like after game, even my hands were shaking because it was really great game, Nathan. It was insane. I mean, I didn't feel those emotions for, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 months last time when we beat someone at LAN. So yeah, I'm glad that I won. So good games.
Well, it's incredible. You really proved that you are the #1 player in the world. But props to NBK as well. He really put up a fight there. What was he doing that made it so difficult to take him down?
I don't know. He was playing passive, but at the same time he played aggressive as well. And yeah, I don't know. I start nervous when he started to do comeback, and yeah, just hard, tough game on this map. So yeah, big shout out to NBK because. Like, he went to the finals and he played really great.
Well, thank you so much, Ever the Sportsman. I just want to talk about that final round because it was so close. Can you talk to me about what was going through your head there?
I understood that I need to play aggressive with this op because maybe he's not going to expect, and I just moved forward to the middle. After I just heard his steps, I saw him, and yeah, it was a bit lucky that he started to move to the other side. And I don't remember if I heard him or maybe if I saw him before. So.
Well, you're not just $30,000 richer. I have got the lovely Giuliano and Pasha. Give it up for them, guys. They're going to be presenting Simple with his prize. Giuliano, there we go. You've got your very own HP Omen ring. It's absolutely beautiful. Please give it up one more time for Simple. Can you show the ring one more time?
Yes.
Okay, absolutely beautiful ring there.
Thank you. Thank you, Omen, for this present.
And thank you, Omen, so much for putting this entire event on. It's been absolutely spectacular, Simple, wouldn't you say?
That was a great event, for sure. I mean, like, everyone played so great, and the system is something new for all our players, you know. It's something interesting for us.
Well, it's been...
Yeah, big shout out to Omen for this tournament. It's only a few days, and it feel like I won some big event, you know. Yeah. Same prize pool for one player, so yeah.
Well, fabulous stuff there. Thank you so much, Simple, for joining us. Thank you to the amazing crowd we have here as well. Give it up for you guys. As always, you guys at home, this map, the Omen Arena, will be playable very, very soon on the workshop, so keep your eye out for that. But I think all there is left to say is thank you so much to our players, thank you so much to our casters, and obviously the production team as well for putting on such a fantastic show. We'll hope to see you very soon.